Oh, shit.
We have a multiple 600 in progress for most of each. Subject is 25 and appears to have shit his pants.
Get back here. Oh, hey. What you looking at, fool? What you looking at? Mr. Cat's Mexican. He's loking up on me. He's loking up. Hey, welcome to the weirdest intro to community service podcast ever, where I prison yard stare down Mr. Cat and punk him. I'm alpha, mister. Just kidding. I'm sorry. Don't hit me. He's gangster. He'll be swatting fucking dogs out in them streets. Well, what was supposed to be a quick intro into me talking about my cat, punking cats and dogs. Anyways, today's guest is none other than Bekah Martinez. She has had me on the Broad Squad, Chatty Broads podcast 6 times. I fucking love her. And her fan base is awesome. They keep showing up to all my shows. And shout out to them. Broad Squad for life, baby. Wearing this shit. And yeah. And it's fun. We talk about, you'll see, she gets lost in a weed farm. It's crazy, dude. And we talk about her on the Bachelor I don't know which one's which. One of those stupid reality TV shows. Just kidding. Launched her, though. Good for her. But let's be real. Nobody, reality. It's garbage. It's ruining the world. Wake up. No, just kidding. I love her. I love everything she does. She's our guest today. Tune in right now. I love you all. Rate, review, like, subscribe. Let's get me out of shadow bands. Peace. Hello, everybody. The wait is over. We got Becca, baby. Chatty Broads. Broad Squad for life. I wore the shirt. I fucking love this shirt. You got me out of my box.
Shirt, right?
I wear different colors. I'm such a... What's that? SMNMR? I forgot what it's called.
ASMR?
Yeah, that thing. Yeah, I wear white or black. Like, I can't... I just...
The lavender's a nice little mix-up.
It's nice. And I love lavender. I love plants. As you could tell, I got plants fucking everywhere.
Well, you used to wear red when you worked at Trader Joe's.
That was one of my favorites. That was the only time I wore colors was Trader Joe's floral themed t-shirt. I like the teal, the bright green. But if it was standard everyday life, I don't know.
Wait, you're literally wearing a Trader Joe's.
He came from work. He worked.
Do you work at Trader Joe's? Is that how you guys met?
Yeah.
Wow.
We met when the shit was happening, right?
No, I think it was after.
It was right after.
You
but
weren't
you
working
saw
at Trader Joe's
no.
anymore.
But I love our origin story because it's the
know.
funniest shit on earth, and we're just gonna tell it again because we haven't had her on here, even though
No.
I've done yours about 5-6 times.
Maybe, yeah, it has been a lot. I guess 5 or 6 is a lot with podcasts.
It is for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, Broad Squad. Your people show up to every damn show
That's so
I have.
cool.
It's fucking awesome. And I already forgot what I was talking about, the ADHD.
You were saying so I saw one of your shows.
Yeah.
And I was like, I guess that really speaks to you and your performance, because I was like, oh my gosh, I was just on Abby Roberge's podcast.
I love him. That's one of my best buds right there. Shout
And
out to
I
Abby.
kind of it was interesting. We had a conversation where some people said I was really mean, but I didn't think I was mean.
I saw the clip.
Yeah, no, but that wasn't. No. That wasn't the part that people were saying was mean.
Okay.
I basically had a critique for him, which he said that he wanted to hear. And my critique was sort of right now, because I've seen his stand up and he's funny. But my thing was I think you need to I was telling him you have so much uniqueness about you and about your story and about your experiences, but so little of that comes to life in the content that you're doing right now.
Yeah.
And anyway, that was basically sort of my critique.
No, that's not too mean.
It wasn't mean because I was saying
that's not fuck you, hippie,
quit.
you suck.
Yeah, it wasn't quit.
Yeah,
give up comedy. No, I was how can you bring more of yourself? Because I was giving an example of obviously he's one of the greats, but Theo Vaughn, you leave with a sense of who he is as a person, and that's why you remember him. But actually, I think you did the same thing. It's you leave your set with a sense of oh, that's Craig. which
Yeah.
I think is really important.
I think it is very important too, and you need to let fools know who you are, and unless you're the best joke writer in the world, you have to tell the story of who you are every single time
Yes.
until you're famous.
yeah.
I mean, you don't have to, but you just almost do, because they're just like, what was that guy?
Yeah.
You know, who
Yeah.
was that guy?
Yeah.
Oh,
he told jokes about Trump. Okay, like
Yeah,
that's you're
everybody
gonna get
did.
lost in the exactly.
Everybody has jokes about Uber.
Yeah.
So talk about your cousin's vagina. Now we're cooking.
Oh my god! But for real, it's like you gotta give the thing for someone to be like, you gotta. I don't know. You either remember someone or you don't.
Abby's pretty good about his ego. We're of the same cloth in the spiritual world, and like,
Oh, for sure.
And
that's why I felt like I could say it to him, because I know that
yes.
he could hear it.
His ego wouldn't be like, fuck this, and just cry. But those are the best, even if it does hurt, because I remember, I don't ask anymore, but in the beginning you would, because you don't have a fucking clue. And people would say like good compliments that hurt but resonated, and I listened to, thank God. But they're just like, yeah, you just need to have more confidence and have cement feet.
Sure.
And I was 2 years in, and what they said was true. Did it hurt? For sure. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
But I knew they were right, and I listened and worked on that. So
Yeah.
people just get like, ugh, don't you tell me.
Well, someone was like, can you imagine if someone came in and told you how to do your podcast? And I was like, well, if they knew
If they
what
had
they
a-
were fucking talking about, then I'd gladly listen.
If they had a good idea and had a good intention, I'm all open. But sometimes not, you know about that internet. You get,
Well, and not to be arrogant, but I'm like, I've created a pretty good thing for myself,
Yeah.
showing who I am. So I think that I have the credibility. I think someone would want to hear my advice on how to show more of themselves to their audience.
yeah. No,
Right.
it's true. Information is key. We were just talking about that. Like, you could literally have a YouTube video of how I blew up, and
Yeah.
that shit would get millions of views, because everybody wants to know the fucking information of what
For
steps
sure.
went into play.
Yeah. Also, people want to feel like people want to feel connected, and they want to feel like they're like you in some way. So someone could watch that and be like, man, I work at Trader Joe's. Like, maybe one day I'll live that dream life, like,
And we all are the
or maybe
same.
I'll
We're all
get sober, like.
We all like drugs. We all probably should be sober. We're all perverts. And
Speaking of which, how's your sobriety going?
I've been smoking too much.
You said that like a year. You said that like 2 years ago on our fucking
They
podcast.
just keep giving it to me. That whole drawer's full. I have like 16 varieties of weed. This guy made me my own strain, Loosey Goosey. I got Loosey Goosey goo.
Wow.
I'm gonna. That's coming. A couple more clicks, but I'll get that in stores. Right now, it's a mini batch, just for personal use.
So what? You're smoking too much though?
What about you? You seem I never knew to unravel, but I
No, I'm a control freak though. I'm not an unraveler. I'm
Okay,
like,
that's good.
no.
That's not good. Overbearing. Calm down.
Right. It's like I want to have like my, I want to be in control of my life, and I want to like control other people. Like that's the kind of like, if I'm at my unhealthy mode, it's that. It's not I'm unraveling. It's that like I want to control my life and like everyone's life around me,
Yeah, that's not good.
That's a little
either.
dramatic. I don't think I've ever gotten to that point. I have a pretty healthy like upbringing and family, and so I never got put in situations where I had to.
You're a happy that looks white as fuck too, huh?
Dude, I just made a TikTok about that the other day because it's like Hispanic Heritage Month or whatever. But I don't know. I just have. It was like a really emo TikTok because I was like, dude, like, what does that mean for the people who have like always had their like Hispanic heritage questioned or like put in question?
Isn't it annoying?
Yeah.
It is annoying where I'm like, I'm half Mexican.
I always feel like
they
I have
go,
to
are
prove
you? Are you, bro? And I'm like, why am I going to lie?
No, like one of my family members used to like call my dad, like used to say, even my dad, who's like full Mexican, would be like, oh, you're not like a real Mexican. And would
Yeah,
tease him. I'm like, dude, that's fucked up.
It's weird. It's also weird. Like, why are you trying to shoot down somebody's pride in where they're from.
I think that for some people, you know, like I know a big part of it is obviously like if you're super brown and your family had to like fight to have like the privileges that I guess other people just get naturally, then they feel like it's like you don't know like the fucking real Mexican struggle or whatever.
Mexico can be. There's dark Mexicans, there's light Mexicans.
Well, look at the fucking TV shows in Mexico and all the newscasters. It's like they all look German.
Yeah, it's wild.
There's a lot of colorism, and so I get that, but still, it's like, well, I'm not out here like being colorist and racist. Like, I just want to feel like I could take pride in like who I am. I want to be part of the culture.
Why can't I post a picture at Frida's fucking castle, huh? House, whatever.
Can I not dress up as Frida for Halloween?
I want
she was
unibrow.
White. She was pretty white.
Yeah. It's just annoying. Yeah, they're just like, I get it all the time, and it's just like, dude, my grandma was from Chihuahua. She didn't speak English. For sure.
Yeah, no, I didn't speak to either of my grandparents, like, because they spoke only Spanish. I couldn't understand what they were saying.
We were the same, yeah, because I was like, see.
Well, also my aunts and uncles would be like, mija, she's asking if you want orange juice. And I'm like, I fucking know the words for orange juice.
Naranja.
Yeah.
Jugo.
Naranja.
I know those words.
She's pointing to the orange juice carton. I know what she's asking me. But, you know, I don't know. I always tell the story about how my dad in kindergarten, they changed his name from Jose to Joe. They were like, oh, the teacher was like, there's 3 Jose's in this class. Like, that's too much. You're Jose, you're Joseph, you're Joe. And my dad was Joe ever since. And like I feel like, damn, that's like heavy shit.
Want to hear what my mother's name switched to?
What?
It was Otilia, Ophelia, Lugo, Soto, and then she married my father.
Soto, that's my grandma's maiden name.
Oh shit, we might be related. That's
damn.
Crazy. That's wild. And then it switched to Tilly Conant. Just Tilly.
What?
Yeah, because Otilia, Tilly.
That's cute.
And then Conant. And she got married. But Otilia, Ophelia, Lugo, Soto, Tilly Conant.
Tilly Conant.
White nice.
Tilly Conant.
America got her.
Well, it's funny though, because a lot America got her. A lot of Spanish names though, they sound like, dude, all my aunts, their names sound just like my grandma's name was Berta. You know, in Spanish it's Berta.
Oh my God, how many fucking Bertas are there? I got aunts that are named Berta, Cuca, Kika. Caca.
But like it's Berta in Spanish, like that's kind of pretty Berta, but in English, Bertha. Like, oh my God.
This is my mama, Berta. Also,
Bertha.
In Oklahoma,
Bertha Martinez.
Get over here.
Bertha Martinez. Telemarketers, is there a Bertha Martinez at this? Or like my grandpa even, Ernesto. What's that in English? Ernest.
Fucking, yeah, something that's got swagger just becomes like the nerdy car salesman.
Ernest.
I don't know.
Oh, my aunts
riff.
were.
That was a bad riff. You can't win them all. But it reminded me of
that.
Damn it, Ernest. Who's Ernest?
That's my brother's middle name too.
Why'd they do that? I'm just kidding.
We always used to make fun of him all the time. We'd be like, Ernest.
My middle name is Philip.
Philip.
Filipito. They used to call me.
Filipito.
Pooter.
Filipito.
Yeah, Filipito.
Is that whose name is that? Why'd you get the middle name Philip?
My father is actually his middle name. I'm a junior, Craig Philip Conant Jr.
Your dad's white?
Yeah. German English from Boston.
Do you feel like you grew up though, like, I don't know, where you grew up, were you around a lot of, I mean, obviously you're around all your family who was Mexican. Do you feel like you grew up around a lot of Mexicans?
Oh, for sure. Because
For
sure. I know I go into different fucking voices now. I can't even. I talk about it like it. Like they go. I ebb and flow of accents. People are like, "Where are you from?" I'm like, "Here." I'm just weird now. I don't know what happened. I watched too much TV.
It really did a number on me.
And my brain mass shrunk. I got wet brain. What were we talking about? Shit.
I asked if you grew up around a lot of Mexicans.
Oh, I did for sure. There it is for sure. I had one uncle on my dad's side, and then my Mexican side, my mom had 7 brothers and sisters.
Right.
And then that
That's how
just
it
went.
is. Well, it's funny because even on my mom's side, she's white, but then her dad remarried and her stepmom is Mexican. So she has got like 4 siblings that are Mexican.
Yeah.
So it's like I actually grew up with like a lot of Hispanic family on both sides, but I don't know. I guess I wasn't part of like I also grew up in like a really white, like fairly affluent community in Fresno where there like wasn't a lot of other kids who were Hispanic. So I felt like I didn't get like the culture in that way.
We are the same. I grew up in Torrance, which is upper middle class. A lot of white people and Asian people. And then the Western is kind of just a dividing line in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And then just my Mexican side lived over there in Carson and Wilmington. And it was just spicier. They get mad at me, but it's just a little, and it was more fun for sure, just because fireworks and guns and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, but I take that back because my uncles, we used to light fireworks. Everybody likes fireworks.
Sure, everyone likes fireworks.
But yeah, I just grew up going to the hood, but then and it was awesome though, because I got the fucking tamales and the corn guy and the slushy and it was 50 kids running down the street. Yeah. And it was just fun. Well, dirt. You got in the dirt. You played in the dirt.
I just love like those cultures. Well, yeah, my grandpa, he always used to say to my mom, like in Spanish when we'd be sick, he'd be like, go get those kids out in the backyard, like in the dirt. Yeah. They need the minerals or whatever.
Told you. I fucking told you. I've been saying it on my podcast for 3 years. I say something weirder though. I go out there and stick your dick in the soil. It's a bit. It's a long running bit.
Those minerals.
But my uncle told me when I was sick. And now I've been telling everyone ever since.
Well, it's like, you've been telling everyone to stick their dicks in the soil?
Ever since, for years now. It's
probably
in my ass.
Healthy.
Probably. It's more a joke. I've never done it.
I was saying I love the cult. Like, I love any kind of Latin culture. Like, it's my favorite places in the world to travel to. Like, I just fucking love, like, the people and this, like, the attitude is just giving so...
Mexico's got good vibes. Minus the cartels. Everything else, good
Even
vibes.
the cartels have good vibes, though, sometimes for their own villages that they're working in. They're like, they take care of us. We love them.
Minus the other village where they chop their heads off.
Not good vibes when people are getting beheaded.
One village, they got dental. One village, they don't have a head. Right. What are you going to do?
But I don't know. Life. I just, I feel this, like, I do feel this, like, solidarity, though. It's like, I'm like.
It's more community, more family, more everything. Live off the land. They grow their own. They don't have the stupid farming practices we have.
Yeah.
And produce is cheap.
Yeah.
And organic. It's you
and
get
I don't know.
I got like literally like a half gallon of orange juice that was like $2 American.
Oh yeah.
And the lady just squeezed it in front of me. I felt guilty. She had bigger arms than me. I was like, damn, I'm sorry, Juanita. Lo siento, señorita. Give me my juice. Naranja.
Dude, but even like in LA, it's funny that there's this stereotype of like lazy Mexicans when they're like such like it's such a hardworking people who just have got like, I just love it because it feels like me. It's this combination of energy, and then also they're like, I remember when I was in Costa Rica, it was like, oh, the soccer game's going to be at 4. And then at 4:45, everyone's still like sitting on their front porch, just like swinging their legs. And I'm like, I love this.
Why,
like,
everyone was 45 minutes late?
Yeah, they'd just be like, well, we said it was at 4, but everyone's going to show up there at like 5:15. And it's just
that's
like.
island shit.
Well, you know what it is? This is some sociology shit. Somebody already came up with this, but I put it together in my mind as well. It's because like ancestrally, think about it. You're in that warm climate. You don't have to worry about the time crunch of like having to have produce for the winter and making sure that all your food, because like, in those Germanic countries or up in Norway or whatever, if you don't have your food and your shit together by September,
if you don't colonialize and get some fucking
you're a goner.
Madagascar walnuts coming in. You're fucking toast.
Meanwhile in Mexico, you hear the little music playing, or Costa Rica, ding 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 ding, they're breaking coconuts. It's January.
Fucking plantains around, baby.
Also another reason why I think in Latin country there's more cheating. I think it's because people ancestrally had the time to just go and fuck their neighbor's wife. I think that everyone was
and everyone's in bikinis.
Exactly. Because people have, like in Ireland, you don't hear about people having problems with cheating. They're all drinkers. Why? They have to make it through the winter.
Because their wives are ugly. All the wives are ugly. It's kind of hard to cheat on your wife when your neighbor's wife's got a cleft lip, you know. This is too far. This is too far. Is that too much? I go dark sometimes.
I don't endorse all of these messages.
Get so hot. I know. I'm sorry. I say things. He has to edit a lot. I say things. I'm like, oh, hey, man, take that part out.
When you're out in public, does she ever get like self-conscious? She seems like she's just kind of down for the ride with whatever you say, and it's just kind of like, oh, that's great.
No, I definitely yeah. I was showing everyone my tooth hole at a wedding, and she was like saying, "Stop it,
please
You're
stop."
in a nice suit today. Stop it." I'm just like, "It's my suit. It's nice. It matches my tie. The black hole in my mouth."
That seems reasonable, though. She's like, "Please stop showing people your tooth hole."
Yeah. She's
That's pretty
crazy,
reasonable.
Man. No, I feel bad sometimes. I'm like, "Ooh, I know I'm a lot. But no, she's definitely down, and we have a silly goose time a lot. And
That's
like
great.
we'll just dance sometimes, so she'll pop her in. I'm not even high. Maybe I should
I was
get
gonna
high.
say you're doing a little too much of the weeds
not
this
today.
morning.
Not today. I mean, we could take it there. We'll make it real inappropriate on levels of weed. Was that a sentence? Mm-mm. I'm on that loosey goosey strain.
I don't know though. It seems like sometimes I get really self-conscious with Gray. Like he'll start. If there's like silence, he'll just start like talking and filling in the conversation, and I'll be like, "Bitch, stop talking."
Oh,
You're
that's me too.
Steamrolling people.
She's like, calm down. I'm like, love me. Look at me. I'm dancing. I'm peacocking. Let's go. And she's like, I have work to do. I was like, yeah, me too, but let's go.
Oh, you'll do it to her.
Yeah, I'll bug the shit out of her. I'm like, put your work down. Let's goof off.
No,
I'm tired of work.
That doesn't bother me. With Gray, I'm just, if he's doing that sort of thing, I can just like ignore him or be like, no, stop. No, I'm talking about in public. Like he'll start steamrolling conversations where he'll like start like talking about something, like about how the Blink 182 guys all into aliens or something.
Oh yeah,
and then
I
he'll
do
just
that.
start like
Yeah.
rolling, and I watch everyone's eyes start to glaze over, and he's still talking.
Like
and
there's
I'm like,
glyphosate on everything. Roundup trying to kill Monsanto's coming, man. And everyone's like, we're trying to order some scones right now at the Yellow Voss. Why don't you chill out, homeboy? I'm like, they're going to kill us.
And I'm just like, no one wants to hear what you have to say anymore. Please
And I was like,
stop.
I know nobody wants to hear this, but I'm right.
That's probably more of it.
I got stuck on my words, but we have a good time. Like she just did this today. She said, "Hey babe, I got something to tell you," and I thought it was something serious, and then I thought it was going to be a kiss.
Yeah.
And then she goes, "I'm gonna Dutch oven you tonight," and it it got me. I was like, "Oh, I love you, man. That's good stuff."
Perfect goal for you. That's so sweet.
I'm gonna Dutch oven you tonight. I was like, "I love you."
Wait, back to the drugs. Are you doing any like mushies or no?
Oh yeah, you need some?
No, I don't.
I got you.
No.
I got 3 kinds.
So you're doing that too?
Yeah.
Do you do acid?
No, but I will. You got any? I told you I'd be back, bitches. No, I haven't tripped yet. I've been
You haven't
microdosing.
tripped.
No.
You've been microdosing.
I've been microdosing.
How do you like that?
I love that shit.
Yeah?
It is of heaven sent.
Now,
Thank you.
I want to ask this because Gray, I keep telling him he should microdose because he wants to get, you know me, I'm like, get off, or
Yeah,
I'm
fuck
like,
them, dude. How many side effects they got? Why are they advertising?
No.
How many lawsuits
No,
they
it'll
got?
be like,
We're
here's-
gonna get it dinged and demonetized. Edit. God damn it.
Are you serious?
All the time, yeah.
No
I
way.
get shadow banned. Yeah, if you speak up. Dude, people...
The powers that be don't want us telling the truth.
I talk about it so much. It sounds crazy. I'll tell you after, but dozens of comics that just get flagged. I almost got demonetized.
Why? Because of shit or what?
No, not even that. Just stories. Just crazy stories.
Really?
I just got warned to be demonetized on Instagram because of a story where Charlie Newhart, a good guest, he got his lady shot him.
Yeah, that really depressed me.
That was a dark story, but it was a good story. It's
Yeah,
a
it
real
was a good
story.
story. It was a good story.
They threatened to, they pulled it off.
What?
They threatened to demonetize
What did they
me.
pull it off for? What did
They
they
said
say?
hate speech or some shit.
Hey, what the?
It's a story, and she
and you
shot
know what?
him.
You know what? It's probably they demonetized it because you said like, "Oh, bitches are crazy" or something.
He bleeps
and then
all
they're
that.
like,
No, I mean I don't write it out. But
It wasn't demonetized in any other platform, only IG.
TikTok had allowed it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, TikTok.
Yeah, millions of views.
TikTok, like,
Millions.
3 weeks in is ready to fucking close up my account. They are so crazy.
Yeah.
They are crazy.
They flagged all my stand-up.
TikTok?
Yeah.
Bitches. Literally, I will have a picture of like a kid. Like the other day, my video got removed because there was a 10-year-old girl that was in pants and it was her back and she was wearing a bikini. So you could see her back with a bikini, which is like,
No, it's crazy.
what?
It's crazy.
And it was
And then
removed for
meanwhile,
child nudity?
Someone else
What?
someone else will post their kid topless and it's fine. I'm just saying there's no
It's because we're Mexican.
it's fucking you white. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. God, he can't say anything anymore.
I do notice though the little shirtless kids that don't get flagged are white.
I mean, maybe I don't know. I don't have the algorithm to track such things. But
No,
it's just
but
annoying.
there are certain like mom influencers that are like mommy blogger, don't ever post anything controversial, and they'll like never have anything taken down
Oh, that's
ever.
what I was
Meanwhile,
gonna
it's
say.
like everything I post gets fucking flagged.
They flagged me for that, threatened
Yeah.
to demonetize me, and meanwhile I've seen them, and I wish I hadn't. They'll show rappers get shot on IG Live.
No, I know.
And they
Or, like,
literally
freaking
show
beheadings.
the shooting, but a story of one 20 years ago,
Dude,
that
during-
could actually be not true, but we all know it is. But I'm saying theoretically,
Sure,
it could
it's a
be
story.
false.
It's a story.
It's a story,
Yeah.
and then they let murder fly.
No, straight up, even like during like Black Lives Matter or whatever, people were posting videos
the
of people getting like,
craziest shit. I was like, I don't want to watch
but no.
that poor guy that got
Also,
beat up.
Do you remember the Save the Children thing that also was happening at the same time where people were doing, it was like a weird white Christian thing where everyone was like, do you remember that? Hashtag Save the Children. It was like during hashtag Black Lives Matter in like June or July of 2020. And then people started with this campaign, hashtag Save the Children, like hashtag Where Are Our Children? Weird. It was a weird thing. It was a QAnon thing. But anyway.
Yeah, that movement
do you remember
got
that?
hijacked. Also, Save the Children.
No, that's what it was.
What?
Wait, is that what I just said?
You
Save
just
the
said
Children?
that. Yeah,
I thought you said
no,
also
I was
Save
saying,
the
I
Children.
was
I'm like,
saying, no,
that's the
I'm
thing.
saying, I'm agreeing with you. Also, Save the
No,
Children.
but then, like-
because QAnon, I hate that they took away from like save these kids.
No, but their campaign was
But then
fucking
they-
stupid. They're like, there are 700,000 children reported missing every year. What happened to those children? You know what? Like 98% of those reported missing children are. It's a custody thing.
Yeah,
so
no,
they're taking these
they-
numbers out of context. And it's
They
just
hijacked the
stupid.
movement. It was taken out of context, and
But-
they made Trump Jesus Christ.
but-
But there's kids getting jacked,
No, of course there are.
and not that.
Although I
much.
never-
There's a war on there's a war on marijuana. There's more done to fucking arrest marijuana motherfuckers than these
well, yeah,
child
look at
traffickers.
Epstein.
Yeah, I know. Who'd he traffic them to? To nobody.
Yeah.
To our leaders. Wake up, you dumb fucks.
To your
I'm
mom.
gonna get flagged. To your mom. to my big booty mama. QAnon's on my mama's ass.
No, but this is what I'm gonna say. During that campaign, there were people posting like these graphic accounts of stuff that people were doing to children, and I'm like, like it was giving
Yeah.
me like nightmares and intrusive thoughts. I'm like, why is this allowed on Instagram? I don't want to read about this stuff that
I
people
went
are
down
doing
that
to
rabbit
babies.
hole. I watched
What
those
the
videos.
fuck?
And I
That's
talked about it
horrible.
on my Patreon, and it got real dark.
Oh,
I
Jesus.
watched all those videos. It's
Well-
just like, why did I do that?
No, I know. And when so you know what? After I like heard some of that stuff, people talking about that stuff on fucking Instagram, you know what started happening to me? I would drive over the freeway and I would look over all the houses in LA and I'd be like, in one of those houses, some child's getting abused right now. Like that's happening to them. And you know it's true too.
It is. It's
And so it
fucked up.
would like really weigh on me and I'd just be like, oh God, like I didn't need to have this in my head all the time.
Yeah,
Terrible.
I don't want to go into
No,
any
Psycho,
more
no,
depth than
please,
this,
no.
but that immense wealth and power and that elite shit, and politicians and Hollywood and any.
I'm not even talking about that shit. I'm talking about like dark people's weird uncle
Actually, all
stuff.
of it. Uncles. It's all weird. It's too much.
Did you have anything weird happen to you as a kid?
I don't think so.
Not that you're like, I don't remember anything from
I
the
don't
first
remember
9 years of my life.
No.
I have no memories before the age of 10, but I don't think anything
I
happened.
mean, I gotta go see a hypnotist, see what we can unlock. But I don't believe so. But
That's
for
good.
sure, like 1 out of 4 fucking cousins or
Dude,
something, like
right?
it's gnarly.
I know.
It's so much.
The
It's so
amount of guys I've dated who have like, casually recounted a story to me, and I'm like, wait, that's like not that.
Yeah.
Okay, are you all right? Like, no wonder you're so dissociative during sex, you weirdo.
Yeah, I'm not gonna name
Not
them,
weirdo.
but
I don't
they-
mean weirdo. It's not.
they-
They're not the weirdo. Some other weirdo did it to them.
Yeah, they're weird now though. I tell you what. They didn't start off weird, but they got skewed that way.
Okay, wait. Okay.
A lot of my heroes, and I don't want to name them, but they've talked about it on their podcast.
Oh, right.
And then you're just like, God damn.
Yeah.
And you're just like,
It's unfortunately really normal. So
Yeah.
bad thing, but I guess it's also a good thing that people are finally talking about it.
yeah.
You just gotta protect your kids too. Like my mom was crazy. My mom like only had certain people that were allowed to like babysit us or give us baths. You know, she was like really like even when we had little friends over, she wouldn't ever let us close the door. Like she had all these like rules, but they kept us safe. You know, she wouldn't let me spend the night at random kids' houses.
My mom let me play with strangers, but I got lucky, I guess.
I think most people didn't know any better. You know,
No,
it's
they
like,
didn't.
oh, have the neighbor's boyfriend babysit him. He
Yeah.
said he's down. What the? Now
Yeah.
we're like, what the fuck? Why is this?
As these stories come
35-year-old
out.
guy so interested in babysitting your
Yeah.
shitty 4-year-old?
Oh yeah, we gotta change the
Okay,
topic.
we gotta
Hey
change the
man,
topic.
how, what are we?
Anyway, protect
No,
your
weed.
kids.
Go back to weed.
Okay, no,
I ain't
back
got
to
kids.
no,
Stop
back
talking
to
about
back
kids.
to drugs. Back to drugs. So you've been microdosing. So what I was saying was, what Gray is worried about though is he's worried. You know, he also had a unhealthy relationship to drugs and psychedelics. Did a lot of psychedelics.
Ooh.
He's worried.
I got information.
Tell me.
Don't be worried because mushrooms is the only drug on this planet that I don't think I can get addicted to or anyone
Not
can.
addicted, but he used to just use mushrooms so recreationally, and he would use it as like a coping mechanism in that like, oh, I'm bored on a Thursday. Instead of being alone with myself, I'm gonna do mushrooms and watch Lord of the
Oh,
Rings, and it was
so
kind of like an escapist
The exception
thing.
to the rule is your man.
It's an escapism thing, and so he's sort of like, if I have a whole jar of like shroom microdose pills, like what's gonna stop me from
didn't-
being like, oh fuck it, it's a Saturday afternoon.
If he had a problem with that particular substance, then yeah, that's a wet and slippery slope for sure. But I for sure have a crazy addictive personality. I get
Yeah.
addicted to coffee. I get addicted
Right.
to weed. I get addicted to pills and narcotics and all that
Yeah.
shit. But mushrooms is the only thing I straight up forget. I'll forget.
Mm.
I got a big old jar of 3 different kinds. And I'll forget, and I'll be down and dark and little, off my rocker. And I'll be like, oh, yeah, go take a nibble.
Right.
And if it was any other, if I was on pills, I would not forget.
Right.
I would know how many I had,
Yeah.
how long, even weed. I have an abundance right now. But if I was getting low,
Yep.
I'd be like, hey, where's the next batch coming from?
Right.
But mushrooms, I forget.
Right.
And that, it does not. But that's personal. That's
I
my
think
story.
That's
I
I think
can't.
that's an excuse though for him, because also he'll be like, he's
Speak for
afraid to
him.
take. Yeah, let me speak for his experience. No. But he won't take like a large dose of like acid, like a trip. He doesn't want to trip on acid or shrooms because he's kind of like at this point in his life sort of like, damn, I don't know what shit I'm gonna have to face, like if I go
I'm
there.
kind of scared of tripping
So
now
I'm
too,
like- so-
because it's going to be different now. I'm
It's
like,
gonna be
I'm
different.
awake. I don't want to work
Right.
on myself. I want to just get
Right.
fucked up.
Right. No, exactly. So when he's talking about worrying about this, I'm like, dude, I don't think you have to worry about like casually taking an eighth of shrooms. I don't think that's the point that you're in right now. And I also
And-
don't think it's going to be
And
that
y'all are
fun.
in a good place.
Right.
Like if it's mushrooms. God made it naturally for
Yeah.
us to take and evolve. It's not fucking fentanyl and heroin. You
Right.
know? We're not saying microdose cocaine. It's so like I say do it, I think the reward is greater than the risk with that. But
For sure.
yeah, because like people get more addicted to fucking coffee.
Well, I'm annoying too, though, because he's like, I'm struggling with anxiety and depression. And I'm like, well, why don't you cut the caffeine first? That's increasing your cortisol levels.
true.
Or whatever. It is true.
It is true.
But I'm definitely the bitch that's like, well, what coping mechanisms like do you have? Are you drinking water? What are you eating? How much coffee are you drinking?
You're
you know?
right though.
Oh, I know I'm right, but not every. I have.
No,
I have
people
to
don't want to hear
accept-
that.
No.
We just shut down and be like, man, shut the fuck up. You're gonna make me drink more coffee now.
I'm very
You just
annoying.
make him breathe fire.
Yeah, I'm very annoying where I'm like, solutions, let me help you, and people, but I have had to learn that sometimes people are just looking for a shoulder to cry on. They're not looking for their, shaman,
I'll do
healer,
solutions
therapist.
to her. I was like, oh, we could do this. We could do
Right.
this. We could do this. She's like, I just want to vent.
I just want to tell
like,
you.
I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Here's the solution.
No,
now shut up.
today he was just like, man, I'm feeling really down. Like, there's so much stress with this and that. And I'm like, I'm such a cunt sometimes. I'm like, you know what you probably need to do in your free time instead of surfing or golfing? You should be helping other people because, what you're doing right now is a little narcissistic.
You are right, though. Being of service.
I know, I'm
being of
right.
service.
It's gonna
He should have
take you out of
punched you in the
yourself.
throat, but you're right.
He's like, babe, I don't have time to commit to anything else. I'm like, okay, well, here's what and then I tell him, well, here's what we're doing tonight. We're going to sit in the backyard under the stars and we're going to make lists of things we're thankful for. And you know what? He's going to roll his eyes. But when we do it,
She
he's
does
going to
that to me,
feel
too. It pulls
so
me out
much
of it.
better.
It pulls me out of it. Sometimes I don't listen and I get more angry
Oh,
and
yeah,
I go,
he
I want to
definitely does
just
that.
stop it.
Yeah, he's like, just watch a movie with me
I
and
wanna
get
burn
high
it
with
down.
me.
I have to break something.
Do you dissociate by he's always wants to get high and just watch a movie?
Yes.
Which I know is a normal thing.
Lord of the
but
Rings.
Yeah,
Avatar.
I mean, you guys are on the same wavelength
John
here.
Wick.
Yeah, exactly.
Terminator 2.
The new what's that show that everyone watched? The new Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah,
show,
I
the
suggest
Star
it
Wars
every
shows.
single night.
not
No, I
into that, no.
gotta work on my witch shit. I'm like, I want to watch it.
This is
I'm gonna
what-
do it without you. You take it
Yeah.
too long.
This is what I tell him.
too
He'll be like,
long.
"Will you watch that with me?" I'm like, "Why don't we journal together?" And he's
Oh.
like,
Oh. She's like, let's go to yoga tomorrow. What about Game of Thrones and mushrooms tonight?
"You know what though? I'm terrified of it." Have I told you how one of my biggest fears is getting accidentally dosed? It's a huge fear for me.
Well, yeah,
I'm terrified of it.
Yeah.
No, but it's irrational. Where sometimes I'll be sitting at home and I'll get one of these sparkling water cans out of the fridge and I'll be sipping it and all of a sudden my heart rate will increase a little and my vision will get a little weird, probably just anxiety, and I'll be like, someone in the factory put acid in my Waterloo.
Yeah, that's unhealthy. That's I mean, I understand at one of my house parties, but not a Coca-Cola beverage
Yeah.
from the local AM
No,
PM.
there was
Somebody got my Pepsi
someone got my Waterloo.
here at the Extra Mile.
No, but it was so bad at one point I didn't want to take Advil or something. I was scared that it was gonna make me
You know,
feel
a bunch
weird.
of people did swap pills out,
I
and they
know,
died
bitch.
in the 80s,
I know.
90s. People were dying from Tylenol.
But that's before they put the
seal.
safety
Yeah.
seal. I know. See, so I stories like that. Also, I would read a lot of I don't know, beatnik stuff when I was a high schooler of the Merry
Jack
Pranksters. Yeah, the Merry Pranksters, all that kind of shit. And one I remember in the book, The Electric Kool-Aid Acid Test, they just always keep acid in the orange juice in the fridge. And, some people would come take a swig and next thing they know.
Oh, that's
they're-
why you read some
I
fucking
know. and
William
it's
S.
just-
Burroughs when you're 8 years old. He shot his wife in the head in Mexico and got away with it. Did you know that? That's dark. I shouldn't have said
What did
that.
he write? Did he write Naked Lunch?
I think so,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. All those authors kind of fucked up, kind of misogynistic.
Yeah, he was gay,
Still
though,
good though.
which was weird.
What, gay misogynists? There's plenty of them.
Yeah, that's true.
Woman haters, gay woman haters.
I was like, oh, yeah, okay, that's be weird if it was lesbian woman haters. That would be weird.
Yeah, that would be. But you know what I decided recently? So I'm like, oh my God. Last time I decided to take a microdose of shrooms. And here was my plan. I was like, I'm gonna microdose and get on my Peloton in the backyard. I thought that was such a good idea because the month before I had done a little bit of shrooms with my friends for my birthday. We had hiked in Joshua Tree and it was the craziest thing for 3 weeks after. Usually when I exercise, it's just because I'm I should exercise. I'll feel good after. No, for 3 weeks after that, I was dying to exercise.
Because do you think it's because you exercised on a microdose?
That's what I thought.
Okay,
So-
I'm gonna do it. I need help. I need help.
So
I'm too skinny.
I was excited. Literally I'd get up in the morning and be like, ooh, I want to do yoga. That night I'd be like, I want to go on a run. I had never felt like that in my life. I was just so excited to move my body. So I'm like, damn, I'm going to try to recreate
Cut
that.
to, it was Grayston microdosing you with meth in your Waterloos. You're like, my fears are reality. He put Adderall in my
God,
Kool-Aid.
stop. Oh, no.
Why do I want to work out?
No.
Fucking Tybo. your little footstep. Remember aerobics? The little
Yeah.
steps. Step.
My mother-in-law
Step.
has one on her porch. I just saw it the other day. But the Kardashians like still do that shit. Like you'll see them on their show and they'll
It's
have these
good aerobics.
they'll have these big butts and they're like, no, it's just all from working out. And then you see them doing like 4-inch step ups like
Yeah.
in their garage,
It's
and
just
you're like,
steps.
that is it's not from the
works.
steps.
It works.
That is not
It's
from
not
the
a
steps.
BBL. It's the step.
It's the steps.
It's
the
1 4-inch
Tybo.
step.
No.
Got me 9 inches of ass.
So, man, if only it was
Regular
that easy.
dick man can't reach my vagina. My booty's so big. You ever have butt cheeks so big a regular sized dick can't reach ya?
So anyway, I take this microdose and I'm like, I'm going to create this experience. I'm going to microdose and get on my Peloton and I'm going to be one with the exercise. And this is going to change. Bitch, 18 minutes later, I was puking off of the side of my deck from the Peloton.
Wait, how many microdose? You did a macro dose? Did you
No,
drink any water? Did you have too much
Yeah.
caffeine?
did- I
How would it
did.
happen? The caffeine.
I did have a little bit of caffeine. That could have been it too, but because I don't handle caffeine well either. I'm very sensitive. But I think I just got really anxious. I think I could feel it kicking in a little bit, like, because you can still feel it when it's a microdose.
Yeah, but
I
it's
mean-
like a hue. It's like a hint. It's like a memory of a high.
But
it's a glow. That's why I like it.
but
I'm like,
for
I
me,
remember.
Well, that's the thing. I'm a little traumatized from shrooms. I've had some really bad experiences, really lonely experiences.
You ate too much. I
scary.
know. That's speaking of which, don't let me forget. I want to hear about your story where you got lost in the weed farm while you're on.
Oh yeah. I'll definitely talk about that.
Yeah, don't forget that. We
Yeah.
gotta get that one in.
So I think that I start feeling that even slight twinge of a coming up feeling, and I'm like, and I just start digging my heels in and like panicking, and then I think that, and also working out a little too hard on the Peloton in like 80-degree Southern California weather, all
that's
of
what
that
did
was
it.
the perfect storm,
The
and I
heat
threw
stroke.
up, and then I took a Xanax, and then I felt better, but I was really panicking. I was
You
vomiting and
took the
panicking.
Xanax before you ran. I'm like, well, there's the culprit. I don't know. I was vomiting. I just took 80 milligrams of Oxycontin. I don't know why I was vomiting. Because you're a dope sick.
No, I just took a couple microdose pills. It couldn't have been more than like 0.3 milligrams or
Yeah, but if you
whatever.
take them on an empty stomach, I already told this story, but I got
Really?
given these delicious Happy Caps, good company. They gave me the freebies, and
Yeah.
I took 2, but it was after like a steak dinner and shows
Yeah.
and adrenaline.
And you're like, I'm feeling good.
And I felt the best I've ever felt in my life, so I wanted to
Yeah.
recreate that. So the next
Exactly,
day,
just like I did. I
took
wanted-
2 in
yeah.
the morning on an empty stomach, ruined my day. I was like, "What the fuck
I'm
is
tripping.
this?" And it was
Ugh.
like I wasn't really tripping, but it was enough to where I was like, "Oh,
I don't want it. This
I
is
don't
not what I
like
wanted.
this.
I didn't want this. I didn't
So
ask for this.
It's like that shit on the bottle does matter. Eat on a full stomach, because it hit me completely different to where I ruined a day. From the best night of my life to I ruined a day.
worst day of your life.
Yeah, there you go. You know how to talk better. You know what I'm talking about.
You know, what about when you get high, do you get scared?
Not anymore. My tolerance is too high. I have to smoke like concentrates.
Oh my God, stop. You know that's bad. When former addicts start dabbing, then you're like, okay.
I haven't dabbed yet.
Okay, heroin
but
addict.
I'm getting one tomorrow.
Literally, my neighbor,
Come on, Puffco, give me one.
there's a little dab rig like hidden behind your
Not yet. There's
cabinet
like
door.
$500. I get it for free. You know how to work it.
Ooh, shout
Give me-
out.
What's up, Puffco? Give me the contraption.
No, but my
got
neighbor,
problems.
my neighbor was a heroin addict, and then he got off heroin, and then you would see him, and he'd be like taking the fattest dabs,
Okay.
and I'm like, dude, you
Hey.
anything to stay clean. I'm not judging.
I agree with you, except for heroin. If you were shooting, slamming heroin, because I know so many heroin addicts that turn into dab addicts.
Right? That's what I'm saying. That's what
It's
I'm
a lot
saying.
better. It's
better.
a lot better. You keep your teeth.
Yeah.
You can probably keep your wife and
Yeah, I
your
was gonna say
kids,
keep
your
your family.
home,
This is
your
good. This is
car.
good
Maybe not your
things.
car. You're probably spending a lot on those dabs. It's costly.
But still.
not anymore. They're driving the price down. Those damn conglomerates. I know too much about
So you
weed.
support?
Speaking of
So you
weed,
support it though?
what?
You support it. I mean,
if you're like a
clean.
narcotic junkie and
Yeah.
you get into concentrates, yeah, I completely. You're doing Sprite instead of fucking Everclear.
It's
you know?
weird it's like it's still not great for
It's
you,
not
but it's like you're
good.
not ruining your life
Yeah.
as much.
No, because actually the gentleman, wait, I don't know what he wants me to say about him. So anyways, this guy I know, he was on addicted to pills, heroin, smoking, fentanyl patches, the whole, all of it. And he quit. Yeah. And then he injured his back. He had like a horrible injury, and he had the rupture. And they had, so he was then but he conquered it. Yeah. And then he had to get back on because of fucking spinal surgery. Damn. And then he was on it and on fentanyl patches legally through, doctors. And then he started dabbing, and then he forgot to take his fentanyl.
Amazing.
And he was just like, oh shit. And then he quit fentanyl with dabs.
That's great.
But he now works in that industry because dabbing is fucking, that shit's so expensive.
Well, and I was just going to say, I think it's all good stuff to be mindful of, right? It's like good to keep it in mind. Like if you are, and I don't, it's weird when people like police other people's sobriety.
But you can abuse it instantly though. You can ruin, I talk about this all the time. Like if you're smoking like Snoop Dogg and you're not fucking Snoop Dogg, put the pipe down. Right. And get a house. Right. Get something. That's why I get in my head. I'm like, oh shit, I don't own this, but I'm by the beach still. So it looks like I'm getting dabs.
You're doing your thing, which by the way, I just wanted to say, I feel like you're really like coming. How do you feel about right now where you're at in your career? Because I feel like you're like coming into something. You're stepping into your thing. I feel like you are.
Yeah, it's dope. I feel like I've been coming up for about 4 years though. So you're just like,
you have.
But I have though. You just, it's just, you just always want more. The hustle never stops. The ambition never stops. So even though I need to be grateful for what I got, because when I am, that's the moments of true joy and true bliss and true happiness where I'm like, oh my God, I talk about this all the time. I was a junkie living at home with my mama, and I didn't open my mail for 2 years. And now I have a beautiful girl. I live by the beach. I fucking got a pot. I got hoodies, I got merch. Yeah. I pay this full. I'm a small economy.
You talk to pay your rent. Think about that.
And I help people. Like my shit is like, I'm gonna show the junkies like, if I could get out, you could get out, because some junkie showed me that. I talk about it all the time. But a tweaker got sober. Yeah. And I was like, a tweaker alcoholic, and I was like,
from Trader Joe's. Right?
Yeah. I was like, you got sober.
Yeah.
I was like, how the fuck?
Oh shit, I can.
Ron White got sober. If he got sober, anyone could get sober.
Yeah. I don't know though. I feel like it's funny. I feel like I can feel what people are going through in their life, like through their Instagram. Like obviously Instagram's like the highlight reel, but sometimes where you like get the vibe where you're like, something's not right with them. Like, and they might be posting all their normal shit, but you're like, something's off. They're going through a thing. But you can also see people's highs too. So I feel like even just seeing you on Instagram, I'm like, dude, Craig's like hitting his stride. Like
I did. I went in a hole. I went in a hole and I came back out.
No, I wasn't saying I saw you going dipping.
No, I did
out,
though. I came out though. Because it's just dark. Just like everything's so hard. What we were talking, like just so many things. You're like, oh God. Yeah. Why is there poison and everything? Why is there fucking this? Why is there another war? But you gotta reframe that mentality though. You have like a different perspective. Like I was literally just talking to Abby about this, and I was like, instead of being like, damn, all the food is poison, how can you reframe that and be like, wow, I have it in my own power to grow my own food and like create a healthy life for myself. And like, instead of talking about all these things that are taking our power, how can we reframe it and be like, yeah, like all of our homes are made out of fucking chemicals, but also, I mean, this is the shit I'm on right now. I just saged it.
No, but also like, whoa, what if I did spend some time like looking into indigenous practices of like making homes out of mud? Like, wow, all the shit is right in front of us to like
all
change
the
our
solutions
lives.
are there. No, that's exactly true. Once you stop focusing on the negative, it's just no, that's exactly what happened.
I do believe there's a potential for a beautiful future, because we live in these like sustainable ways of like being in community with the earth and each other for like thousands of years, millions of years. That's how we survived. And it's like only the last 200 years. I mean, at least in some of these areas where the indigenous practices were continuing, it's only been a few hundred years since shit went south. But I don't know. I feel like there's a revival coming.
No, there's a solution to every problem. There's you know, there's literally inventions just on a shelf, just waiting to be used. But on top of that, what we can do is what you just said. Like, why isn't every medium have apple trees and grapefruit trees?
Right.
Lowers blood pressure and helps the old heart.
Or why don't you get a fucking grow bag and grow an apple tree in your front yard?
Yeah.
You know, it's like we always complain, like, why does our government put fruit trees in the medians? It's like, yeah, I mean, I agree. I think that's stupid.
No,
but
I got an orange tree. And I got peppers and
I wasn't saying you specifically,
and
but you know what I'm
radishes.
talking about. Like,
no, I know.
It's like people complain about this shit all the time, and then like I've been posting on all my social media about like cob homes, building homes out of like straw and clay and all this shit that we used to for thousands of years, and then people are like, "Oh, I could never do that." And I'm like, then stop complaining,
That's
bitch.
what's gonna win is ideas. The only thing that can ever beat these stupid institutions that love their power so much is ideas.
Yes.
That are so great. Like, what if okay, this is asbestos and it costs money, and then they get a little mud hut, and you see those dudes in Malaysia on the YouTube. They build these fucking. Oh my god! Did you see those motherfuckers?
Yes.
Holy shit!
In like 3 days, they're like, "Here's a water park."
Yeah, and you
in
just
the
like,
jungle.
Obviously, not everyone's going to do that. Those
Right,
two
right.
guys are fucking insane. But I'm just saying, those things are possible.
Of course.
Like, oh, we ran out of timber. Okay, we got a mud hut now.
Oh, no.
it stays cooler. And then
Yo,
you're like,
yeah.
oh, we plant produce. Oh, we're not hungry anymore. Oh, we got chia seeds. Oh, that's protein.
Craig. So I was at this guy's
And
property.
I eat meat. I like meat. I ain't eat no bugs.
Oh my god, that thing I sent to you. There's like a workshop going on in LA coming
I want
up.
to go so bad.
Oh, I know you're gonna be out of town. It's sad, but the reason I'm going is because they have all these animal processing classes. So like how to slaughter pigs and rabbits and chickens, and like that's what I want to go learn how to do. I'm ready to be self-sufficient, baby.
I do
I'm
too.
ready.
I want a commune, dude.
Right?
I want to be like Amos Miller and
I don't wanna live with
hope
y'all, though.
Hope the feds, no, you know what I mean, like the
Everyone
a
wants
village, a village.
Yeah, everyone wants a commune until
Not a
they're
commune.
living
That
with
was the
people
wrong
for
word.
6 months or longer. It's like when you have best friends and you're like, let's all be roommates, and
I
then
meant to
8
say
months later
village.
you're never speaking to anybody again. Like, yeah, village.
Dude,
everyone in their own houses, like
yeah. Why
half a
can't-
mile apart.
we need to take a baby step backwards, like the tailor over there, the butcher over. Like, why not trade
Right?
services?
A cobbler.
Hey, you got bacon? I got marijuana.
Hell yeah,
You want some
brother.
nugs?
Hell yeah,
I
brother.
need some pork chops.
So get this. I'm at this guy's house where I did this cob workshop. Cob is a combination of straw, clay, sand, and water. And you can build these incredible, like, passive solar heated and
they're
cooled
probably
homes.
fire resistant and
Yes,
all that.
they
Yeah,
are,
yeah, yeah.
and pretty earthquake resistant too. I mean, it's
Solves every problem we got.
solves every
Why aren't we
fucking
using
problem.
it? Because they ain't got the money.
Yep. So
They
get
don't.
this though. So I'm talking to the guy who like leads these workshops, and I'm like, all right. I'm like, you know what? I got some dough saved up. Like, his name's Allie. I'm like, Allie, how much is it gonna cost for you to just like basically contract this out? And I was like, what if I bring family and friends, and you kind of put on a little workshop? Like, how long would that take to get it done? He's like, oh, I did that for a lady in Colorado. We made like a studio with a sleeping loft, little kitchen, electrical, plumbing, everything. Yeah, we got it done in about 5 weeks. She paid about $10K in materials and paid me $10K for the contracting.
20 grand new home.
20 grand.
20
And
grand
I was like,
new home.
Allie, what could you do for 40 grand? He's like, oh, we'll get custom windows and
Yeah.
doors and just like make everything perfect.
He's like, I got 2 contractors
Dialed
from
in.
Malaysia. I'll fly them in. What you want, woman?
We're going to get a slide going
What you
down
want?
into the bathtub. We're
Oh
gonna get
my God, those mud huts.
But you can do, and also, Craig, you can do anything you want with it. You can do all your built-in shelves. You can just make everything like all rounded
Are
walls.
you going to do the van life? Do you follow the van life?
I don't do van life. I do mud life, baby.
I'll do
Hashtag
both. I'll
mud
take a
life.
van to the mud.
I don't know. The van thing, this is what I don't like about the vans.
It's dangerous.
One, you run a tight ship. You keep a pretty clean house. And you did that before Sadie, right? I always
Yeah.
got the impression you
Yeah.
ran a tight ship. The thing I don't like about the van life or the RV life, I feel like there's always little corners that can't get properly cleaned. Like, have you ever rented a van or RV? Like, there's always like a weird part back behind the stove because there's all these little nooks and crannies.
I say van life, and then let's be real. I mean, I could do the van life for like one or two nights, a weekend,
like a weekend
getaways.
every couple months.
These motherfuckers just live out of a van.
No, yeah.
I'm like, where's your home? What do you mean? What do you mean? You don't have a base? You don't have a garden? Oh, it's in the van? That's it?
I had an
Get the
ex-boyfriend.
fuck out of here,
I had
man.
an ex-boyfriend that was living out of a golf. You know those little like little
dude.
what's it called? A VW? Is it a VW golf?
Yeah, that's
Yes,
not
he was
big enough. Hey,
living out
hey,
of that.
you're
And I
supposed to
would
get
sleep
the
with him
bigger
in
one,
it.
dude. You would sleep in it with him?
Yeah, I would, and I would wake up with a fucked up neck.
Yeah. Oh, get the
Not
Euro
right.
van, bro. Wrong
But
Volkswagen.
I mean, but look, I also admired him though, because he's like, whatever. He worked at the climbing gym. He's like, what? And he.
You only date rock climbers? What's going on there?
It's a community. It's an incestuous community.
It's a community.
It's a community.
I'm on my third one right now.
I am.
He's the keeper.
Oh my goodness! But I mean, look, they're guys that are real nice and shaped, love nature.
They're hippie. They're good.
Like,
Yeah, it is
a
a good vibe.
But actually, like, you would never know he lived out of his VW Golf. But it was smart. He was like, oh, find a nice girlfriend, move in with her, sleep in her bed, use her shower.
It works
Got
out.
it made.
Damn.
Yeah.
God, that's wild.
But anyway, so I don't think I'll be doing psychedelics. I decided again until I live in my Cobb house, because then I just feel like I'll be in my perfect safe space.
I'm down with that.
Right?
That seems fitting.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then I'll do shrooms. I'll be like, these walls are breathing, and I made these walls. Me and my friends made these walls
And you'll
with
be
our
right.
hands.
And you'll be right.
And it'll be beautiful, dude. And I'll be like, this clay is sucking the toxins right out of the room.
And then you'll catch your husband Grayson with his dick in the wall. He's fucking the soil. Getting the minerals.
Then it cuts to
'Cause he
Craig.
listened to your
then
uncle.
it cuts to Craig in my backyard, and Craig's just going to town in my garden.
No. I'd do that in my own garden. Come on.
Are you gonna do
I have
ayahuasca?
manners. Yeah, for sure.
When?
I'm not ready yet. Soon.
That's what, I was just talking to Gray
Soon.
about that. He's like, no, I'm not ready to face all
Soon.
that.
I gotta purge these demons. After I'm done with all those dabs, I'll probably get sober again.
Are you actually gonna quit weed? Are you gonna quit the
I'm
pot?
My Ayurvedic doctor told me I'm supposed to
Ooh,
quit
who
in
do
the
you
fall.
see?
Dr. J in Long Beach. Oh yeah, he's in Long
Oh
Beach.
my God.
Oh, you should go. He'll take your pulse and tell you your whole life story. He's insane.
I can't wait.
He's
all
insane.
about that.
Gives you all these maca powders and shit.
Yeah, I like maca.
He gave me all these powders and
Did he
pills.
give you neem?
I think so.
That'll make you impotent.
We got.
Temporarily, though.
No, I didn't get that one then. He gave me a whole plethora of shit.
Not
Ashwagandha.
impotent. Does that mean you can't get your
Can't
PP
get it up?
No, not that. It means you'll fire blanks while you're taking it, which is a
Oh,
good thing.
okay. Okay, I'll take that.
Take the neem.
I'll take that.
Take the neem.
I
So anyway,
should've
what
been
does he do?
taking it. Everyone should take that.
Yeah, they should.
They should give it out to all
Start
men.
putting. How about instead of
Give that to all
putting
men.
what's the stuff that calcifies your pineal
Fluoride.
gland? How about instead of putting fluoride
Put
in your water,
neem.
put neem in the
How about
water?
make
How
the
about
world
that?
shoot blanks?
How about that?
Yeah.
So anyway,
Make us sterile through other means.
what is he? Yeah, make us sterile through
Through
Ayurveda.
organic, natural
Through
means.
Ayurvedic herbs.
Get your experimental
please.
shit away from me.
Thank you.
Give me some
Give
herbs.
me the Indian herbs.
Yeah, I don't want a fucking goiter too.
So what does he give you? What does he tell you to do?
Shit, smoothies with dandelion root. In the smoothies, dandelion greens,
Oh my
ginger, turmeric, cilantro, basil, and then we add fruit because
You need some
that,
fruit. You need some pineapple to cut that. I mean, I just ate so much dandelion greens the past week because I was at like a natural plastering workshop in Mendocino. It was amazing. I loved it. And now I'm going to like clay plaster all the walls. Did you know that clay really does like suck the toxins out of like your
Dude,
space?
there's so many natures. There's solutions and everything.
Yeah.
Get that petrochemical dick out your ass. Wake up, world. Wake up. There's solutions. It can be done naturally.
It'll wick out all the moisture so you don't get mold in your bathroom. So anyway, at the end of the
Hemp-
workshop.
Hemp too. Sorry,
You
don't
can
get
you
me
hemp
going.
your walls? You probably
Hemp-
can.
You can. There's hemp concrete.
Yes, hempcrete.
It's more.
They just permitted that in a
flame-resistant.
county.
Yeah,
in,
it's all that
yeah, they
shit.
as
It's better
they
in
should
every
be. Of
fucking
course it
way,
is.
shape, and form.
It's the cheapest,
and cheaper and organic
easiest thing.
and creates
they
oxygen.
Don't want us
will
to
offset
build, they don't
global
want
warming.
us to do the hempcrete. They don't want us to make
No,
our
it would
cob
solve
houses.
problems,
Yeah, I can't do that.
and then they can't tax us for farting.
They can't have us in.
The methane. He made methane. Get him. Get him.
They can't
Tax
have us
his
in
ass.
60-year
Literally.
mortgages.
Yeah.
They want us chained to the man.
60-year
Not
mortgages.
me. Not
Don't
me.
worry, you own your property. Just don't forget to pay your property taxes.
Jesus, that is so much. I have to pay so much in property
I know.
taxes.
And then if you don't, they take your home. Isn't that fucked up? Doesn't that sound weird?
You know what's crazy? That
Doesn't
they
that
can
sound
tow
weird?
your car. Do you ever think about that? How someone can take your car, put it in a cage and say, we're not going to give you your car back until you pay us like $800. Have you ever had your car towed?
No, I never had a car payment in my life.
No, car towed. Like
Oh,
just
towed.
towed from being like in the wrong parking lot.
Oh yeah, twice. Once I was on
Dude.
Molly.
Oh,
and I
that sucks.
parked and I blocked a driveway into a whole apartment complex, like
That's
40
annoying.
units. And
I'd
I was
tow your
looking
ass
for it in
too.
the morning. I was like, I was all hungover and fucked up. And then some
Dude,
guy
that sucks.
on a balcony was like, "Hey, you drive a white Ford Ranger?" I go, yeah. He goes, "You're an asshole. You blocked our fucking driveway." And he's cussing at me. He's like, "Call that number, you piece of shit." And I was like, oh. And I just felt so bad because I knew it was me and I knew I was wrong.
Damn, that sucks.
I did it to myself.
You know what's wrong though is that they don't have any like caps on these towing services. So you'll get to the tow place and they'll be like $70 gate opening fee,
Oh, yeah.
$110 driving onto the lot fee.
Yeah.
They like make up all these fees and then you end up paying like $500.
I think it was $400 and
Yeah,
it was like
that's wrong.
Under 24 hours, both times.
And then they'll be like,
Philadelphia too.
oh yeah, and then they'll be like
$300,
a 24-hour
6
fee.
hours was gone.
Yeah, extra $200 for the next 24 hours. It's like my car's just sitting in
Yeah,
your
yeah.
parking lot, sir.
One of them I forgot. Oh yeah, the Toyota Tercel. It costs more to get it out, and I just went keep it.
Are you serious?
I forgot about that one because I sold it. To
Are
this
you
one.
serious?
I sold it to one of my cousins, and he got locked up, and he didn't change the papers, and then because you're release of liability,
Right.
So it went. Anyways, it all worked out. I think he put it under his grandpa's name, and then the lien went to his grandpa, but his grandpa passed. So
Wait,
we all got away scot-free on that one.
Wait, they put a lien because of the tow lot?
Something
because of the
happened.
tow
I don't remember
lot?
the exact chronological
I'm like,
order
they can
to it.
do
It was
that?
so
They can
long
put your
ago.
car in a tow lot and then proceed to just...
Yeah,
like,
ding you with liens and fees if you don't get it out.
That is criminal.
Yeah, it is. I'm sure they have like a little team like, okay, can we get more out of the man or the vehicle? Which one? And then they go, oh, the man, go for the man. Oh, the vehicle, leave him alone.
Oh.
It's all fucked. It's just, everything's a fucking scam, dude.
Anyways,
Positive. There's a grapefruit
Positive
tree in the middle
vibes.
island now. I planted it yesterday. The government will cut it down tomorrow. You trying to feed your people and vibrate higher, Craig? Yes.
I have dreams a lot that I am in like a post-apocalyptic like world.
They
and it's
raided
always-
Amos Miller, that Amish farmer that had an organic co-op, and because he couldn't sell food, he made a membership like Dallas Buyers Club.
Yeah.
And then the FBI raided him maybe about 3 weeks ago.
Bitch, I'm sorry. What, for organic fruits and vegetables?
Yes, because he poses a threat to society by giving them raw milk.
Get this.
Meanwhile, you could get fucking
No.
how many
don't
times?
even.
Anyways, okay.
Don't even. Not back to the kids. We can go back to
The
the
spinach
kids.
just kills babies, but they get away with that because deep pockets and lawyers.
Well, it's crazy.
Bacteria in the spinach.
At the workshop, you know what they told us? They said, and I love this. You like etymology of words? You ever go down that rabbit hole of where words come from? So
I got rocks in my pocket, girl. You know I do.
Okay, so listen. They told us that this is true.
Television.
I looked it up. The etymology of conspire is to breathe together. And supposedly in ancient times, people would come together and like meditate and breathe together. And that's where that term came from, because the powers that be didn't want people living in community, like breathing
Yeah.
and like doing life together. So I love
course
that.
they don't.
Conspire, to breathe together. Damn, isn't that deep?
Yeah, no, I love it. I love it. When you find out the true definition of the words in the etymology, I can't say that word. Epitomology. God damn it.
Etymology.
Etymology. Epitome. I was combining two words. Homonym. No, but it's funny. I love that shit. Who the fuck do I follow? One of these motherfuckers break down the ancient text of the origin of like where it came from. They're just like, oh, the Latin meaning of this shit. And everything has deeper, darker roots. It's all weird.
It does.
You just go, oh.
Get this one. Oh, you'll love this. You're a
Ew.
comedian. Humor. You know what the etymology of humor is? It is the blood or liquid of a plant or animal. It's like the life force of the plants or animals. That's what.
No wonder I
that's
fucking
what the
love
word.
plants.
That's what the word humor originated in.
What?
But I love. But then you start thinking about all these words that start with like you've got human, humor, humble, like all of these starting with HUM, and they all mean sort of like of the earth. And so I love that.
Humboldt County.
I love. Oh, we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
That's a good segue.
I know.
But anyway, I love that idea of like humor being like about like the life force in like animals and plants and beings. Like
I just love. I mean, I just
Isn't it
plant. There's a
beautiful?
plant behind you. There's
I
two plants right. I
know.
just love humor.
right.
I love jokes.
Gotta laugh to keep from crying. So Humboldt,
Etymology.
HUM.
Say it one more time.
Etymology.
Etymology.
Kind of like edibles.
Fuck.
Etymology.
Etymology.
Do you have that in your head now? Like
I
weed
will now.
edibles,
I will now. Damn it.
etymology.
I'm retarded.
Technically, it's
you can't say that word.
etymology.
Etymology.
But you know what? Only like 3 years ago we could. Like it was literally only 3
I know.
years ago.
It switched.
That was
real recent. I'm
was a
speaking
real
of
recent
etymology.
one.
Got it.
Do you know the etymology of retarded?
Yeah, he's ancient.
Really?
I did.
I'm
I
fact
googled
checking
it
this.
because I say it in my act. It's Latin.
Oh.
All I know is a brief history of it. It's a Latin word. It's ancient. It's 3,000 years old. It's medical.
I mean,
it's
all
a
of the
term
words are.
that we used in our culture growing up. That I hold on to that word.
Oh, re in Latin, back. Latin tardus, slow. So retardus, back, slow. Just slow.
Like shit like that when it's like a medical term. It's
To
like
make slow.
it's like I
delayed.
never used it in that facet.
Oh, no, right. Like you never.
That's why I'm like.
No, like you never like looked at someone with Down syndrome and said like the R word. Like,
That's why
no.
I'm so. That's why I defend it. I'm like
I
it
feel
never
you.
was used in that capacity.
I've
at least with me and my friends.
No, I agree. Me and my friend, I never knew anyone who would be like,
Yeah,
like
no
R
one, ever.
word at someone that was like, had a disability.
And
no,
that
we never
word-
said that.
comedically, that word hits.
Right.
It
I
just
love it.
fucking
I haven't-
does. It's a punchline.
I
word.
haven't said it in a couple years though, because like I think it was about 3
It'll get you
years. I said it
canceled.
to a friend I remember, and the response was kind of like, and I was like, oh, it's over.
It's over.
It's
I
over.
know.
It's over.
It's over.
Do you follow the Gabby
Pussies.
Lambie?
Of course, that's
Yeah.
my homie. You know
Dude.
she's my ex, right?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
did
yeah.
not know that. Huh. When you guys were both not sober, or when
I
you
was
both were
sober.
She wasn't.
She was not yet.
I think she's so funny. I'm surprised she's
so
not
funny.
bigger on like the internet. She
Oh, the come up's
cracks
crazy.
me
It takes-
up. Takes time.
It takes forever. Yeah.
I love her. I would, yeah. I've like messaged her and commented. She doesn't respond back, so I guess she's
Why not?
too
I'll tell
cool
her
for
to.
me.
Did
You
she
should.
see him?
maybe not.
Yeah.
I
No,
don't know.
she's
But
the
anyway,
shit.
she's so funny, and I just she posted something recently of like I'm reclaiming it. Like I just did an IQ test, and technically I'm way below average, so like I'm reclaiming it. Like I'm retarded.
Yeah. Nice. Respect. Fucking yeah. No, I just did a show with her. Me, her, Sarah Silverman, Roy Albanese, Skylar Stone, and Eric Friedman. That shit was fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's real funny.
Yeah, no, she's great.
I love her big lips.
I met her, just big fake lips. I
Yeah,
didn't
they're-
when I dated her, she didn't
didn't
have
have
those
them.
lips. No. I had old pencil lips. That's why we broke up. I'm just kidding. No, she's so funny. I met her like she was 1 year into stand up and she
Yeah.
was murdering like a headliner.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh shit." And yeah, she's been funny out the gate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, her little like TikTok videos, and she's got it. She's got it.
I keep
like
telling her, don't get addicted to face tats. I'm like, don't you do it. Watch. 2 years, she'll be covered.
You know what though? It's good. It's
Who cares?
in 20 years. It's gonna be so lame too. Our kids are gonna be like poser.
I know.
if
You got
probably
face
would-
tats, fucking pussy. A regular face is the rebel now.
They're like, look at me, I'm clean.
Yeah.
Like I don't have a
I have
single
no tats.
tattoo.
Do you have tats? Yeah.
A bunch on my feet, but I keep them all below my ankles and below. Because my thought always was, in case I ever become a big actress, the thing I like about foot tats and ankle tats, you can show them off really easily. You can also hide them really easily, and I like that.
I have 0 tats.
That's you are such a rebel.
I'm a Gemini. I'm
How?
indecisive.
How did you not
Indecisive.
end up in someone's garage at some point with a tattoo gun in Torrance?
You know how? Because I saw
Or in
all
Carson,
of
I should
my
say, in
friends do it.
Carson.
I saw all actually on the border of Torrance and Carson. It's funny. It's funny. Like I don't know which city was it. It was a trailer.
Sounds about
And
right.
it was high school, and I saw the end results, and I went, "Oh, I'm good. I'm good on that." So because of my friends' mistakes, I was like, I became really indecisive for valid reasons.
That
you know?
was
I was
my
like, "Ooh."
That was my favorite thing being from Fresno. I'd always find these random people on Facebook. I remember there was this, I'd become so invested in people's like love lives because there's always these really messy people who are like tattooing out of their garages. You know, they'll be posting on Facebook like selling pit bull puppies and ounces, like swing by, you know. And like
I know
I'd
them.
get really,
I got my buddy. You need a pit bull? I got a guy.
I'd get really invested because then, you know, they all of a sudden it'd be like, never trust a bitch on their status. And then
always.
you're like looking to see
Trust
what
no
photos
one.
they've deleted and going through all the, you know,
Yeah, my cousins
drama.
always post a picture of them and their pistol, and then all of a sudden it deleted, and they did make a new IG account. I'm like, what are you guys doing? It's hot on the block. Stop posting the evidence.
Oh my God, that's
You
so
silly
funny.
fuckers.
Oh man, but my favorite was this one guy who was in Fresno. I didn't know him. I just found him on Facebook, and he was an aspiring tattoo artist, and he'd post these albums of his work. And oh man, some people really just have dog shit tattoos, and it's just sad.
Yeah, it's really bad. Horrible. Just prison tats. Some of the prison tats are dope, though. Actually, I'm drawn in the prison tat culture.
Well,
but
yeah,
I
you
don't
get a
want
good,
it. 'Cause
you
then
get a good stick and poke done right. Like,
but I don't
want
to get hit up and be like, no, I'm not really a gangster. I just like the culture.
Everyone
Talk
has
to my cousins over there.
Now it's trendy. All the like white girls in LA are getting freaking family script tattoos
but I
on
don't
their
want
necks.
to.
You know,
That's what
You're not
sucks. It's
gonna
like,
get
hey, I
mixed-
really am Mexican.
right.
That's not. I don't want to be of the trendy. I don't want to get hit up like I really am a gangster.
Right.
And I don't want to be a
Silver Lake, a
twindy.
Silver Lake barista.
Yeah. I don't want.
Right.
I want to just be a halfie.
Okay.
I'll just get that on my neck. Halfie.
Halfy, half and half.
White brown up top.
You could
know.
do half and half in script with a little Mexican flag.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun.
Don't start now.
Yeah.
Don't start while you're at
Right here. Just
I
right
mean,
cheek tattoo, my first one.
I do think it's incredible when someone was like really an addict and they don't have any tattoos.
Yeah, I know. Not that. All the money went to the drugs. Didn't have that
But
much
again,
resources.
I'm surprised no one suckered into you.
No, I saw the first Joker slash Jack a Lantern, Jack a Clubs,
the Ripper.
whatever. I was like, nah. I'll wait. I don't want to be his third tattoo. Okay, I'll wait till his 3,000th one. I'm your guy.
Okay, so you want to hear my humble?
Yes.
So wait, have you not like heard this story?
No,
from
never in my life.
anything?
We
Really?
were originally supposed to do it back in the day, and then life happens.
Oh man, so I was on The Bachelor, and the thing about The Bachelor is, you know, I was 22 at the time, and I was a nanny, and I was making decent money nannying, but I had to quit my job to go on the show, which I was already going to go back to school that fall anyway, so I was like, I'm just going to quit my job to go on The Bachelor, but, you know, you're gone for like 8 weeks, still have to pay your rent, all your, you know, whatever you got to pay for, so I didn't have like a lot of money when I got home from the show, but I also knew that it was an investment in my future. Like I went on the show being like, all right, if I can make it far in the show, I can get some Instagram followers. I know people are getting paid to do ads. Like maybe I can keep,
I'll work the system.
Yeah, I'll work it, you know, I'll take my opportunity and work it. So when I got back from the show, I knew that I had like, you know, I made it in the top 5. I was like, I'm definitely going to get some IG followers. And so I didn't want to start a new job, but I had like a weird few months in the interim of when like we recorded in September to November. The show didn't air till January. And then you can't start taking brand partnerships until you're off the show. So I knew that I had like 5 months in the interim before I could start making money on the internet. So I was like, damn, what am I going to do? I don't want to start like another nanny job. It's kind of fucked up. To like start with a family and then ditch them.
Yeah.
Like 6 months later, I didn't want to do that.
Be like, I'm gonna raise your child till 5 months.
Yeah, and then I'm
fuck 'em.
out, and then I'm gonna go be an influencer. Sorry. I worked on the promenade for 1 week. Have you ever done retail jobs?
I mean, yeah, but grocery stores, so
That's
not
different.
like clothing.
No, that is. I
Yeah,
swear
clothing
that's.
seems like the worst.
I worked at Brandy Melville for a week and a half. I actually just got mail the other day that there was a big lawsuit against Brandy Melville, so I got a check for like 73 cents for my 2 weeks at Brandy
Just keep
Melville.
your 73 cents. They
I
send you those
mean,
83-cent checks.
Right, and I'm like, you
Who's
just
this
paid
for?
$1 in postage.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I worked, you know, I did that for a week and a half. I was like, retail is not going to sustain me for the next 5 months. That's for sure. I can't live like this. I can't believe that people like spend years doing like, you know, working at like.
It's the worst, man.
You know,
I mean, at least go
Forever
to Trader
21.
Joe's. I've said this a million times. Trader Joe's, you get maxed out at 24 an hour and you get full benefits.
Damn.
And that's not these super.
Maybe one day you can be Trader Joe if you work hard enough.
I hated it, but like.
Did you hate it?
For sure. But like, I just know other corporate systems where they don't max you out.
Right.
They don't give you health care.
Right.
They don't give you dental.
Also seems like the
It's
work culture is pretty good, like decent.
Yeah.
Ish.
It is what it is, you know. It ain't
it's
what
a
I
freaking
wanted to do,
grocery
but
store.
you know, it's
not your dream job, but
there's a little pep in your step if you're making 24, 25 an hour stocking bananas. But this was
for sure.
COVID. This was like 5, 4, you know, now all the rates went up. I don't know. That's when minimum wage was $12.
Right.
Their cap was over double.
Yeah, that's a lot. Because I remember when it was pre-COVID when I was working at Brandy and I was making $12 an hour, and then they didn't cover parking at the Promenade, so I had to pay $18 to leave. And I was like, that's an hour and a half of my time that I just have to pay for parking.
Shit like that.
What?
Like TJ's would get your little parking thing.
Right.
Like
right,
they
right,
do
right,
those
right,
things
right,
where
right.
others they're just like, you're on your own, fucker. And
yeah,
you're just
no, that
like,
was
come
unreal.
on.
Have you seen though all the memes and stuff about like Trader Joe's these days? Like people will be like, I don't know, they're just like joking about how Trader Joe's
they're the
cashiers are like
funniest
always
memes
giving
ever.
a
Oh my
vibe,
God.
like,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
people
yeah.
are like, oh my gosh, I walk out of Trader Joe's like really feeling myself. Did you feel like you provided that atmosphere
for sure, dude.
You're just chopping it up with everyone?
Yeah,
Like,
ask him.
How
He's
did
my
you not
witness.
have fun with that though? Like I feel like that you do look like a trader. Like you in this shirt, you got Trader Joe's written all over you. I love it. Didn't you have fun with that though?
I was an insane man, and I would say inappropriate shit all day long, every single day. I should have been fired every single day, 3 to 20 times a day.
What's the craziest?
I swear.
Did you witness anything like where you were really like, how is this motherfucker still employed here?
Well, all the viral
Every
video
day,
stuff
yeah.
you would do at the end there was like you were climbing around on the back room stuff and shaking up. I mean, you were.
Shake of soda. I'd
He was
sit
a,
on bread.
a customer favorite though. Like he did crazy shit to them.
Really? Like,
but they
customers-
liked it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sure some people didn't. But,
Yeah, I'm sure.
But 80-90% of the time they were along with the fun.
I missed, but yeah, 90% I
Wow.
hit. But every now and then I'm like, oh shit, I better give him something free or I'm going to get fired today. Ooh, I bombed on that one.
I can only imagine though.
I've,
That
like,
would be wild.
I remember sometimes
Craig
where
be
I
your
would just be
cashier.
like, oh, I can't believe, like I would just, a stranger, I'd be like, hey, what's up, fart ass? But I knew, like I read the room, like, oh, this guy
Got the
looks
vibe.
hip.
Right.
He looks fun, so I'm going to take a chance.
If
I
someone
would do
said
that
that to
shit,
me,
though.
like an employee walking into a grocery store, I'd be blushing. I'd be like, oh
Yeah.
my God, like you were friends like that? Like, wow. You know, I'd be really flattered.
And then exactly that. People would be like, do you know that person? I'm like, no, I've never met him in my life. Like, why did you say that? I'm like, because I'm bored here.
Did you sleep with girls from Trader Joe's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bunch of them.
I know. I was thinking
Like
about
7
that
or
too. And
8
I was
of 'em,
seeing
yeah.
the memes. I was like, damn,
Yeah.
Craig was
Everybody
slaying
was
it at
fucking
TJ's.
everybody.
Oh, fellow employees or people or patrons?
all of it.
Wow.
All of it.
Wild times.
Yeah,
at
met
Joe's.
2 girlfriends at Trader Joe's. One by the coffee,
See,
one
you're
by the
making
peaches.
you're making fun of me, like, oh, you only date climbers. Oh, what? Do you only date girls from Trader Joe's?
But only that buy organic fruit.
Do you buy organic bananas? I don't.
I stopped buying them because Dr. J told me not to. But you're supposed to buy them because it's good for the worker because they're
Right,
predominantly
not with
grown
chemicals.
in countries where the indigenous people are taking advantage of it. They don't give them gloves because
Oh
it
my
costs 2 cents.
God.
But the cancer,
Oh my God.
you know, they get is
I didn't-
free.
I
The
didn't-
cancer they get is free.
I didn't think about that though.
Yeah, it's to protect the farmer. You're a bad
But you
person.
know what?
I'm sorry, I love you.
Okay, wait, you know what though? Like with organic cotton though, you might be like, oh, organic cotton is better, which like it technically is for the environment because it uses less chemicals. But normal cotton they just use a picking machine, and then so here's what okay, you want a little lesson on cotton? Then I'll tell you my Humboldt story. So like, you know, cotton when they pick it, they'll pick it with machines and then they use chemicals to wash the cotton. Right? That's how they clean it. Because when you're just picking it with the machine, it's got dirt and shit in it, whatever. They have to clean it before they process it. With organic cotton, they can't use the chemicals to clean it. So organic cotton has to be picked by hand. So it's the interesting dichotomy
shit.
of like organic, they don't use the chemicals, so it's better for the environment. But workers have to do the breaking labor of picking organic cotton by hand. And usually it's in China where they're not paid well and all that
Fucking
shit.
catch-22
so,
for
yeah,
everything.
It is a bit of a catch.
But wait, I was
22.
just thinking, we never went full circle. We got caught up on retail and tangents because we probably both have ADHD. Do you have ADHD?
Definitely.
Oh shit! I just kind of realized that. I mean, I
Yeah.
knew, but I was like, oh.
That
But
you
the
have
weed
it? Oh, for
story
sure.
where you got lost, we got sidetracked with jobs.
Yeah. So I was like, I need something to pay my bills for the next 5 months. I had this friend I met her through an ex of mine before I went on The Bachelor. He was the only ex of mine where, like, I do not talk to him anymore. Like, most of my exes were, like, on friendliest terms. If we bumped into each other, I'd be like, hey. He's the one where I'm like, I do not want to talk to him again. I did not like the vibe coming out of that 5-month whirlwind of a relationship. So I met her through him, which should have been a bit of a red flag to me, but I was like, Clarissa's cool. Yeah, Clarissa, I guess, who cares? So Clarissa had a
It's
twin.
also a fun name because of
Yeah.
the TV show. I love that TV show.
What TV show?
Clarissa explains it all. I'm older than you.
Never heard
Nick,
of that in my
Nick
life.
at Night.
So
oldie.
Clarissa had a twin brother, and their dad was like in the cartel, but he got murdered, and then her mom ended up with all this money, and her mom was a really beautiful Mexican woman, and she and her brother were just like really crazy vegans. Like, there's vegans, and then there's the vegans of like, I will not eat something off of a dish that has ever had butter on it before, like that kind of vegan.
No,
they were
yeah,
kind of like
there's
that.
a lot in LA.
But I liked going to there's a lot of fake like vegans though too, which
Yeah. it's-
But anyway, I liked going to her house because like she would always make this like incredible vegan food. She's like, I'm gonna make you potato cheese, and would like, it'd be 1:00 in the morning, it would be super high, and she'd just make me these like amazing vegan enchiladas, and it was just like always a vibe. They had a crazy infrared sauna in their garage, and so she'd always be like, let's just do some like sauna-ing, and then let's swim naked in our pool under the moon, and it was just always fun like that, just
I love
like
this lady.
right. She'd be like, let's vibe and dance and paint, and I
Yeah.
was just like, it was fun,
Yeah.
and I was into all that. So she's like, would you want to come trim with me up in Northern California? Her mom paid for everything, but she was like, this is how I pay for my painting lessons, is like I go and trim. And I was like,
You can
okay,
make
sure.
good money trimming.
You can make fucking good money, which again should have been a red flag that her mom paid for everything as a 25-year-old and she was using it for her painting lessons. I don't know. To me,
Yeah.
it's like, whatever. That could be fine.
Sounds like a good
Could
time.
Be fine. Could be fine. So I go up with them. I'm like, sweet. I can make like, $2,000 or $3,000 in like 10 days. Like, that's great. That's it. I'll just go and smoke weed with my friends up in Northern California. It'll be awesome. Yes, I'm down. So we go up there, and it was, I just love that stuff. Like, just getting to camp. I slept like 10 hours every night. We'd get up at 8 a.m, shuffle into this little warehouse, and we'd just get high and listen to music and
I haven't done
podcasts.
that
Like,
yet.
Really?
I can't believe it. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe you
I
should
know.
have been doing that in
I
your
should have.
life. instead
My
of
friends
going to
did
Trader
that. They
Joe's.
go up north to trim.
It's fun. It's like a little vacation.
Yeah.
It's kind of like slave labor, but it's also kind of a
It is
vacation at the
actually.
same time.
I take that back. I did do it for about an hour for a couple of buddies, and then I went, "Oh my god, my fucking wrists and knuckles hurt."
You
get,
have the
like,
little
arthritis
shears.
hands.
You have little shears, and you just have to be like
I take that back.
squeezing it
I
all
didn't
day
do what
long.
you did. I just went to the hood and little grow up, and I trimmed some shit, and I did it for like an hour or two for some money, and then I was like, "Oh fuck this noise."
Well, that's what
this sucks.
That's what I ended up doing when I got back. Actually, I did end up trimming at a warehouse in Anaheim, but I'd have to get there. But it was sick because you'd get there at like 6:30 in the morning. I don't know why they had us go so early, but then you'd be done by 2.
Yeah.
And you'd be there in your pajamas listening to audiobooks.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It was
Yeah.
so like
It could be worse.
It was
There's no
nice-
boss. You're just trimming plants.
and to do it for like 4 or 5 months, I was like, perfect. Like, I'll make some good money. Like, I can travel on the weekends. Also, now looking back on it, I love my jobs, love podcasting, love Instagram. But to be able to just like clock in, clock out of a job like that is like a special kind of bliss. To be like, it's 2 p.m. I'm done trimming for the day. I'm just going to fuck around, do whatever I want. Like,
Oh, does
and no stress or anxiety.
Oh my god. I know. I hate like I have my little empire and my little thing
Yeah.
going, but like motherfuckers, like I just have to email like,
hustle.
hey, I don't have that size. It's like my shop's out of my garage. Like the
Right.
amount of promote,
It's a hustle.
ads, viral videos, editor, they just like
It's a
dude,
lot. It's a lot.
It's the best, and I'm grateful for it. But it's 9,000 things.
Anyone who owns any kind of a business understands it. Like, my partner, he owns a climbing gym, and he's like, I thought this was my dream, and now I miss just clocking in and clocking out at the
'Cause
climbing
you just
gym.
have
Like,
fun. I mean, maybe not have
it's-
fun. It's just mindless. You don't
It's
have
mindless.
to think.
Yeah.
There's a reason I was at Trader Joe's. What the fuck was it? It was 11 years? Oh my God. Because I didn't have to think.
Right.
I didn't have to think. It was what it was. It let me do my
You
stand-up
can
at
play
night.
with it within your boundaries,
Yeah.
you know. And
It was
like,
there, and it got me my shit, and, you know,
Yeah.
it allowed me to had nights off. So
Yeah.
that's why I did it for as long.
Well, even it's crazy, you know, when you work a job like that, if you save up a little cash and you be like, hey, can I get like, you know, this week off? And usually it's like, if you give enough advance notice, it's like, sure. And then you just go on vacation for a
Yeah.
week and don't even think about your job that entire time. What a wonderful thing.
It's more fulfilling to do what
It
we
is.
did, though.
It is, but anyway.
But it's harder.
It's really freaking hard. It's really stressful.
And she was
It's
on
really
TV, and it's still
stressful.
hard.
It's really hard. The
Try
amount-
doing it without it.
Woo!
Good luck.
For real.
Good luck.
For real. Granted, though, I did double my following. I only had 350,000 followers coming off of The Bachelor, and now I got 700. I doubled that.
No, you're.
I had two
there's
babies,
people
though.
that absolutely no.
Babies
fuck
are
all
IG
that. Well,
follower
babies
makers.
too, but like there's people that know what to do and
That's
how to
true.
capitalize and come up, and there's people that don't because
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it happen in my business, as well as yours. Like I saw that shit.
Absolutely.
I'm like, oh, you're an expert at getting the most out of the opportunity that arises.
Right.
And that's
right.
awesome. That's fucking fabulous.
Well, let me tell you about this opportunity. So we go to this place in Humboldt. First of all, I hit a bear on the way there. First things first, I hit a bear with my car.
Wait, what?
So no, it seems like some sort of a crazy omen.
Big bear? Like a little bear?
No, like a
big ol-
straight up bear.
No,
So
I know, but like
I'm driving through, like a full grown
Like a
bear.
fucking big ol'
So
bear.
I'm driving through the mountains at night. It's all curvy, you know. So I didn't even see your headlights only go so far, you know. And
Yeah.
then all of a sudden this bear just runs in front of my car. My first thought, I remember the split second thought was like, this bear's gonna roll up onto my windshield and come through my windshield, and like I'm gonna die right now. Like,
Yeah.
it's either going to just hit me with sheer force and come through my windshield and I'm going to die, or it's
gonna
going
be
to
mad at me.
panicking,
He's gonna go,
panicking, trying to get out of the car and I'm going to die. So those are my two thoughts. That's not what happened. Thankfully,
either he kills me through impact or he's gonna fight me and kill me.
yeah. So what happened actually was it poor bear, he or she, they hit the front of my car. And what was crazy though, is I saw the bear slide past my window. Like it hit the front of my car and went like, you know, as
Yeah.
it slid by it. I remember seeing the whole like body of the bear slide
How
past my
fast?
window.
Like 35?
Probably 35. Yeah,
Yeah.
probably 35.
He
And
probably was all right,
He
though.
ran off into the forest.
gonna
I hope
say.
he was okay, but could have been in shock. I hope there was no internal bleeding. I don't know. But my whole bumper was really screwed up. So there was bear fur sticking out of the bumper.
Oh,
like
poor guy.
not like chunks, just like hair. You know, like
okay, he
like,
probably lived then.
I think I think they are okay. But so the bear, yeah, that happened on the way up, and then so already it was kind of crazy. But then I get there, I meet Clarissa and her brother. All right, we start doing the trimming thing. I'm like, this is chill. Everyone's really cool, pretty much. Who's there too? Like, there's some weird people. There's always like some weird like people with addiction issues on those kind of grow ups where you're like, why is this guy drinking at like 10 a.m.? He's been in this cabin like too long.
Because he trims a lot.
Exactly. And he's just like,
That's all he has.
he's like, cannabis infused vodka for breakfast. And then it's like, you guys want to hear my DJ set? And we're like in this warehouse in the
You're
middle
like,
of
"Nah,
nowhere. in
man,
Humboldt.
nah."
We were down, but
You're like, I'm trying to get out of this life. You're here to stay.
exactly.
I gotta go,
I'm just
bro.
passing through, man. I'm just passing through. So, but it was kind of fun, you know. And then some behavior started happening with Clarissa and her brother, where I'm like, this is really okay. For example, there would be a sink, and they'd be like, "Hey, don't wash your hands in the sink after trimming because you got all this." By the way, I'm sorry.
The
This-
resin?
No. I was just gonna say this shit is nasty. Whatever weed you're buying, it's being trimmed by someone out there. And let me tell you, we were out in the woods. We were pissing and pooping out in the woods. We didn't have any sinks to wash our hands or hand sanitizer. We come right back in with no gloves on,
I have no
touching
problem
and
with
trimming
that.
everything.
I have no problem with
It's
it.
a little gross.
Organic.
It's a little
Organic.
It's a little gross. But anyway, so there were just things where they'd be like, don't wash your hands in this sink because the resin will clog it up. And then like Clarissa and her brother would just be like, there'd be a sign and they'd just be like washing their hands in it. And I'd just be like, you guys like, and then one of the owners would be like, yo, the sign says right there, like, don't wash your hands, like, don't do that, and I was just kind of starting to notice stuff like that. Or they'd say like, don't pee behind the warehouse, and then Clarissa, they'd be like, why is there a bunch of toilet paper behind the warehouse? And Clarissa would be like, it was me, like, I didn't want to walk out to over there to do it, like, it's cold. And she'd like have that kind of attitude, and I was like, dude, like, you don't know these people, and we're on a random weed farm and they're employing you. Really? This blew my mind. So her brother asks them like, hey, can you go get me some nasal spray when you go to the market? The market's like 45 minutes away. The guy's like, yeah. The guy comes back with nasal spray. Her brother throws a straight up fit and he's like, I said saline only. This has fucking chemicals in it. Throws it against the wall of their cabin. This is the owners who went out of their way to buy this dude saline spray.
They're fucking
and I'm
psychopaths.
just sitting there like, unbelievable. One, I would just never treat anybody like that. But the fact they were doing that to their bosses on a remote location, and you don't know these people, and they're kind of sketchy doing this grow up. Someone might be smoking meth here, like
there's guns somewhere.
What are you doing? So I'm kind of watching this all play out like, bro, these people are crazy. Or like, yelling at someone for using their spatula because it's their vegan spatula. It's just, I was just like, this is not good.
Clarissa, go with the flow.
This is not good. This is not good. I also should have known when she told me before going here. She goes, yeah, last time we got kicked off this farm, I don't even know why we got kicked off. You know how hard it is to get kicked off of a weed farm? You know how unhinged you have to be to get kicked off of a weed farm? These dudes are like drinking Everclear at 8 o'clock in the morning for like what you
what did you do? What did you do?
Really be a little crazy. So what happens is they decide to go for a market run at 10 o'clock at night for their own vegan ingredients or whatever. Then they call me. It's 10:30. They're like 45 minutes away. It's raining outside. They're like, yo, we just got pulled over. She's like, our tags are like 2 years expired. They towed my car and we're like stuck in the rain with our groceries. Like, can you come get us? First of all, this is what I have to say. I guarantee this police officer pulled them over, was probably real. This is Humboldt County. It's probably like, yo, your tags are. They had to have been like, listen, motherfucker, I didn't have the chance to get my tags renewed. Do you know what they had to have been doing that. Because what would it take for them to get towed in the rain with all their groceries for expired tags?
A bad attitude.
A shitty attitude. So then I'm like, okay. And then the owners, I'm sitting on the couch, we're all watching TV, and they're like, no, tell them that they had like a friend in town. They're like, tell them to go stay with their friend. They can get their shit in the morning. Like, they're done. They're not coming back. We'll pay them out, whatever. But like, they can't come back. And I'm of course like, they said like you can't come back. Oh, and she just starts cussing me out like, you need to pick us the fuck up. Like, I gave you this opportunity,
did
bitch.
You just hang
like
up?
I eventually did. I was like, do you think this is gonna like make me come like go out of my way to get you? Like,
your profanity's not making me want to help you, miss. You could take a different tone with me. I'm your only savior. Here.
And the entitlement was just wild. So anyway, they end up coming back the next day to get their stuff. They wouldn't even look in my direction. The owner said, don't go inside the warehouse. She's like, my apron is in there. And he's like, don't go in the warehouse, because that's where they kept all their stuff. She's like, my apron is in there. So she runs inside to get her apron. He comes after her, the owner does, throws her over his shoulder. She's kicking and screaming like a toddler over his shoulder. It was just the most wild thing. But I could not believe, I'm like, dude, they could murder you and no one would know where your body was. And it's also,
thank God they didn't. But like up there, you hear about that shit all the time. People disappearing in the fucking woods.
It's only a matter of time before these two, if they keep trimming,
that disappearing over marijuana.
So get this. They
and
leave.
You're talking shit. It's crazy.
So they leave. Well, the only person whose phone had service on that property was Clarissa. So I had been communicating with my mama for the last 7 to 9 days through Clarissa's phone. So when she left, I tried sending my mom a text through someone else's phone. I thought it went through. It didn't. When she left, I figured my mom's going to hit her up. She's going to be like, yo, I'm not with Becca anymore, whatever. Like a normal person. Even if you're pissed, like a normal person.
Why would she do that? She's a monster.
So here's what she told
Her
my
daddy
mom.
runs the country. No, I'm just kidding.
My mom, maybe he did at one point. Who
I know.
knows?
It sounds like a psychopath.
So my mom texts her after not hearing from me for a couple days, like, hey, I haven't heard from Becca. Is everything okay? She goes, Becca betrayed me in the worst way possible. It's dramatic.
You're like, I was on the phone. I was the operator. I was the
Don't
middle
shoot the
man,
messenger.
middle woman, middle they, them.
She goes, she's back on the farm with a bunch of meth heads with knives. My mom goes, oh, can I get someone's contact info? Can I know where the farm is? Blocks my mom's number, never responds to her again.
What a monster.
So my parents now think I'm getting held hostage by meth heads with knives. They have no idea where I am. I, being a stupid 22-year-old, didn't think about, like, dropping a pin, sending my location to anyone.
Yeah.
No, so they have no idea where I am. I have no idea that this is what's going on their end. So I'm just chilling, trimming for a few more days. But it was crazy. Every night I had been sleeping so well. And then this one night, like, I was just tossing and turning. And the next morning I woke up and I was like, I got to leave today. Like, something's not right. They were like, we don't have cash to pay you out yet. I'm like, whatever. Like, I'll follow up for it. Like, I just feel like I need to go. The minute I get to service, I call my parents. They're like, Becca, like, we thought that you, like, I had an email from I still have the email on my phone. My dad emailed me like it was taken or something. Rebecca, I'm flying to Humboldt to come find you. Like,
Yeah.
they had filed a missing persons report. They had no idea,
Jesus.
where I was. They were hitting up all my friends in LA, being like, do you have any, my ex-boyfriend, do you have any details about where she
Your
is?
poor
Like,
mommy.
oh, they were going through it. So, and of course, then they were all pissed at me. I'm like, I had no idea.
Well, you coulda, woulda, shoulda sent hey, I'm cutting trim. But fuck, Clarissa did all that, psychopath bitch.
Well, they knew I was trimming. They just
She lied and said meth
that
heads
meth
with
heads with
knives.
knives.
Like,
So
you're like, no, they're the meth heads with knives.
You're
We
crazy.
got rid of them. I'm with the meth heads with guns.
They're the vegans with knives. I'm
Yeah.
with the meth heads with guns. We're safe over here.
with the meat eaters with bullets. It's different.
The carnivorous, yeah.
They know how to run a
the
business,
carnivorous
at
crackheads with rifles. So
Oh my
anyway, that was that. My parents filed a missing persons report with Humboldt County. So you have to call Humboldt to say you're not actually missing. So I called, followed up a couple times, always got their voicemail, but I was like, it's me, Bekah Martinez. I'm not missing. Get this. 2 months later, The Bachelor's airing. Humboldt comes out with a special news story, The Missing 50 of Humboldt County. Guess who is on that list? Yours truly.
So while you're on the show,
while I'm
you're
on
on
The
the show,
Bachelor,
you're also on the missing fucking
persons
50.
list of Humboldt
Oh, wow.
County with people that have been missing for 17 years, children.
That's so
and it's
funny.
me.
No
Wanna
wonder
see-
you blew the fuck up. It was the perfect storm.
Do you want to see my driver's license photo that got shown everywhere? Look at how embarrassing this is. This went international. They had this story on the BBC. and
Oh
this
my
was-
God. Oh, what happened there?
I was 15 with a really...
You look like one of those. You look like one of those little
nesting dolls.
cartoon dinosaurs that comes out of the egg. Doesn't she? Is that? She just looked like you look like not fully done yet. That's all you look like. That's what I'm trying to say. My shitty riffs here. You know what I mean?
send this to you so you can
No,
put
you
it
look
on
like
the
the
clip.
little. That's what it is. You look like the little chicken coming out of the egg with the shell still on top of that. It's not a dinosaur. I said it wrong, but they might be closer to
I
birds
think I look
than
like a
reptiles.
Russian.
We're learning.
I think I look like a Russian nesting doll, like the kind that you get. There's a smaller
Little-
one and
yeah.
a smaller one and a
No,
smaller one inside.
the little egg that you pop up and then it pops back down. You know that? Oh my God! How old were you there?
15.
Okay, I guess that adds up.
Yeah, so I swear I never had that haircut either. That is just bad. But that went international.
When did you get the Lego helmet hair wig cap? I never seen you rock that style before. You went to the hair salon. I'd like the Lego man, please. Could I get the Lego cap of hair, the snap-on?
Look, see, you click on this photo. I typed in Bekah Martinez missing. This came up. Not missing in Humboldt. Bachelor contestant Bekah Martinez. That's the headline.
And
for
the
that
whole,
one.
did you get
So-
attacked by the world? Be like,
Well, because this is the story that they told. This is how they spun it.
it's never the truth.
The news outlets lies, fake news.
It's true.
Media lies.
It's-
MSM lies.
They're all liars.
So what they said was how they spun it, saying that I told my parents I was on a weed farm when I was really on The Bachelor. So everyone thought that I lied and said I was going on a
Oh,
weed farm when I
shit.
was going on the Bachelor, and then they didn't
You're
hear
like,
from me.
no, Clarissa said I was with tweakers with knives. And then I couldn't sleep and I went home.
Well, exactly. It's so when that story came out, I was like, that is way too much to explain. So I just started being like, no, I went on a weed farm, didn't have service, didn't get a hold of my mom. And that's the story I told. But I went on Jimmy Kimmel because of that story.
that's
He had me
amazing.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I just heard him making stupid weed jokes of, did you get those earrings on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
farm? Were you making the, just
Oh, yeah.
stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get it. You're the less funny Jimmy.
Yeah, we want Conant.
We want at least Fallon.
They all are pretty.
Jimmy Kimmel's not very funny, but I'm
I
still
feel-
grateful. I would love to be on your show again, Mr. Kimmel, sir.
I know. I
Thank
would
you.
love to
Thank
do
you,
all
sir.
their shows. I'm just saying it's not like we had Carson and then Conan. I never was really. Letterman was cool.
What's the show from the 50s where they have like Elvis on it, or the 60s?
Ed Sullivan.
Yeah, what happened to the Ed Sullivans of the world?
I just never was a Leno fan. Fallon. I mean,
Leno's not that funny. Fallon's, I think
I
Fallon's,
love him, but
It was kind of fun during COVID. Like, my it's always like 60-something-year-old, like liberal, white
yeah.
parents that watch
think
his
that's all-
stuff. So my in-laws are like, oh my God, look, he's recording out of his daughter's bedroom because it's COVID.
Yeah.
Like, we love it,
I think I just grew up or like maybe just now through that pandemic, you just realize how I was like, oh, these are just so not funny anymore. Like it's just like, politicized.
Or like SNL is not very funny
No,
at
it's
all.
something like
They have like one good sketch every 8
they
weeks.
got 1 to 3 sketches, and it's just like, why is everything so off? I don't get it.
Yeah, it's
back
just
in the
not
day, it
very-
was fire.
Probably because they were saying the R word.
Yeah, honestly, it's
This
just
damn
sensitive
political
Sally's
correctness.
sensitive human beings
Ruin
and they
everything.
ruin it.
Yeah.
It's,
Well, that's how I went missing on Weed Farm, though. Some people, though, were like, what an asshole. There's actual missing people out there. And then I was like, trust me, Humboldt County was not wasting any resources trying to find me. They weren't even checking their voicemail to know that I was found.
you're like I said, I'm here. I'm alive. I'm not dead.
They certainly were not
Stop
sending
looking.
out any search parties.
That's so funny. You
They
tweet,
definitely
you literally at the police department. Hey, Humboldt County Police Department,
Get
stop
your shit
looking
together.
for me.
No wonder there's 50 missing people. Y'all haven't been.
know.
You're not even in the office.
I'm
are you
alive.
doing?
I'm right here. Look.
Oh
Like,
man.
what else do I got to do?
That was wild though. I just love that somebody wrote in and was like, "She's not missing. She's on The Bachelor." Like, and that's how it all started.
That's amazing. though.
Yeah, it was pretty
Okay,
cool.
we do have one final question. though.
Okay.
And do you have a good pooping of your pants story?
No, I'm more prone to constipation.
Damn.
Sorry.
Yeah. What? Okay. What? Anybody? Grayston diarrhea on your wedding night or some shit.
I haven't gotten married yet, so hopefully not.
or your child shit in your eye or something.
Man.
No?
I did have a post go viral on Instagram of Ruth having like a poop blowout, and I just like posted it because it was just like yellow poop everywhere. And people were like, wow.
Now we're cooking.
And
This'll
people were
work.
like, wow, raw, real motherhood. Like, she's so authentic and just like herself. And it was just funny because it was just a picture of baby shit. I did get this. This was, on Food's Gone Wild, I had to say like at NASA, at SpaceX. Like,
Yeah.
okay, so when I was in 7th grade, some there would always be guys in my class that would make me, there's always like the one kid, maybe you were this kid, that would make you laugh like so hard you can't breathe. Like there was always like one guy that would do it.
That was my goal.
That was your goal. Maybe
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
always
yeah.
hit it. Well, I was at a baseball game with my friends, and this one guy, it was just like, he just made me laugh, and then he made me laugh harder, and then I couldn't help it. I peed my pants.
That's a
'Cause I was
winner chicken
laughing
dinner. I like that guy.
so hard. I couldn't stop, and then I was like, just couldn't stop myself from peeing my pants. So what I did was I went into the bathroom. I mean, this is mortifying when you're 12 and you're like, oh my God, I just peed my pants. Like, I don't think
Yeah.
anyone noticed in the moment. I quickly went to the bathroom. This is at NASA, at SpaceX. I had shorts on. I went in the stall. I took off my shorts and I dunked them in the toilet water and then wrung them out so they would all be one color so that you wouldn't see that I peed
I mean,
myself.
it work?
Yeah, and
Until
then
he
I was
grabbed
just
your
sort of
leg.
like, then I was just sort of like, I mean, they were short shorts, so I was just sort of like, oh, I don't think anyone even noticed because I just wrung them out really good, and they were like cargo little shorts, and put them back on, and
You're
went
so
and sat
smart.
down.
I would have been like, I fucking peed myself.
I couldn't.
I gotta go
couldn't.
home. I peed myself.
I couldn't. And it was hot out too. It was a baseball game, so I didn't have like a sweatshirt to tie
You
around
pulled
me.
it
so I
off.
was
You
like,
slide off.
And then I talked about this on TikTok, and people were like, "Why didn't you use the sink?" And I'm like, "It's a public bathroom at a baseball game.
Yeah.
What am I gonna walk out in my underwear?"
I thought you were air drying
a-
under the. That's where I thought it was going. You stood there in your
No, you think
underwear
as
just
a
air drying.
12-year-old, I'm gonna stand in the public bathroom in my underwear?
Yeah, that's more an
Absolutely
adult
not.
thing. That's more-
Yeah, as an adult, who cares? You're like,
Look
we all-
away.
We all. No, you just go like, we all have those days, and someone like
I shit
laughs.
my pants.
They laugh uncomfortably. What's yours? Do you tell like? Do you have like one story?
I've told all my stories. I recently had a skid mark. I just told that story though. That was embarrassing. That was so embarrassing.
I hate poop and fart humor.
Oh.
It's a part of your humor I don't love, but you pull
You're
it off by
You're on the
giggling
wrong
it up.
podcast.
I hate it. I think it's terrible.
No, I love it. I love
Oh.
it. A little bit of it though. Too much. I agree with you. I'll agree with you. 1, 2, 3.
Have you ever
poop
taken
jokes.
Have you ever taken the oxygen powder stuff where it like is supposed to be like it's like a high dose of magnesium to sort of clean yourself out? I know you're all into the holes
I
or
do
whatever.
psyllium husk. I
Psyllium
got
husks.
Anthony's organic psyllium
Psyllium
ground
husks.
powder. It's fantastic.
Sponsor
product.
him, Anthony.
Yeah, Anthony's. And
So
Poo Poo Tea by this other company. It's called Dieter's Green Tea. It's fantastic.
you don't do Smooth Move? You ever use that one? That
Not
makes you
strong
cramp.
enough. I don't like that one. I
you
get
cr-
the
do you-
Dieter's Green. That shit is like
Does it make you cramp though?
only right when it's happening. You're fine, then it hits
Okay.
you, and then you shit your brain.
Well,
up.
the oxy powder is kind of similar. It's just like a high dose of magnesium. That's what it's called, oxy powder. Don't get too excited, but it's a high dose of magnesium. But you got to be careful. Like, you ever take the Calm magnesium?
Yes.
All right, so
I love that
you
shit.
could just take high doses of that, and it'll do the same thing.
Okay.
I eat you eat like 5 of their gummies the next day.
You could just do Epsom salt. Everyone's trying to sell you a product. I'm sorry, do they sponsor
Can't you though? Epsom salts? What the frick?
It's magnesium. If you get food grade, you could just
Oh, yeah,
put a
food grade.
spoonful in your water and just chug that, and it's cheaper.
Might make you
Just-
throw up though, right?
No, it's a recipe. You could look it up.
All right.
I mean, you just
Lemon juice and salt.
Yeah,
and
you just
whatever.
take a shot of
Magnesium.
the Epsom salt and water, and then you'll shit your brains out. Castor oil. There's so many natural.
Oh my god,
things.
that'll make you so nauseous though. The castor oil.
Well, not too much.
Do you
but-
people do that to induce labor?
Yeah, castor oil is a remarkable. It helps your eyelashes grow thicker, your hair. It's like
When I used to be-
thick though.
I know, but I love doing it as like a face mask. I haven't done that in a long time. I love using castor oil
good
as like a
shit,
face,
yeah.
face mask. I used to have to drink it as a kid because I would be constipated. My mom would make me drink it with orange
shit!
juice.
Then you know. Yeah.
I know, it's sad. But I took some of this oxy powder recently, and I was like took my kids to a play group, and I have never almost shit my pants, but it was like. And now I know what people are talking about. I was in a pure panic,
Yeah.
I'm pulling in the car into the driveway, and I'm like, oh my god!
Hey kids,
like,
wait here.
no, straight up. They're all like, get me out of my seatbelt. I'm fumbling with the keys, all panicky,
Yell at a
like,
stranger. Watch my kids.
I was about to go there.
Yeah,
It was
yeah, man.
so
Yeah.
yeah, that was scary.
Oh,
but I
it's
made
the
it.
worst.
I
You're
made
just like,
it.
oh no. something changes.
I can't.
I gotta go.
Wait, do
I
you want to
gotta
know
go.
this great hack? My neighbor, she is such trash, and I love her. She lies at, this is why I say she's trash. She lies at Disneyland and says she has IBS, and she gets a disability pass and gets to cut the line. And they don't ask for
You
documentation.
really do have IBS.
So at
There you go.
Disneyland, they don't ask for documentation.
"Why'd
You
you
say,
say
you go to the customer, whatever. You say you have IBS, no questions asked. They'll give you a pass to cut the line and go through the exit. Because
What
you
if-
can't be in line for 45 minutes if you have IBS.
The comedian in me would be like, I have diarrhea. And they'd be
Chronic
like, doesn't
diarrhea.
count. Doesn't count. I have a lot of diarrhea.
Just throw some letters together. IBS.
IBS.
That's all it takes.
IBSing.
Which the funny thing
IBSing.
is, irritable bowel syndrome, by the way, is just a fancy word for having diarrhea
I know, that's
issues. It's not an actual diagnosis.
What's IBS stand for? I be shitting.
Do you actually have IBS?
No, I'm lactose intolerant.
Oh, okay. So you're just making shit
Yeah,
up
I'm
now?
just projecting.
If you have IBS, try cutting out dairy and nightshades.
Tomatoes, eggplants. If you don't know what a nightshade is.
I think, no, maybe not garlic. Onion, yeah, tomato.
Onion.
It's in a lot of shit.
I know, it's annoying.
Salsa, no more salsa if you got IBS. One of my friends did a food panel, found out she's allergic to beef. Like, of all things.
She's been eating her whole life.
Yeah, and she been shitting.
She's been shitting her whole life. I thought I had IBS. Turns out I'm allergic to everything.
I think that's usually what it is. I think when people can't stop having diarrhea, it's usually because something's irritating their bowels.
Yeah. Sorry, God made you a vegan. But we'll be constipating eating beef over here. You eat beef,
that.
right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah.
No, I take like every once in a while I'll do like a year of no meat. Like I did that a couple years ago, just vegetarian for a year or so every now and then.
I wish I had your willpower. I just want to do Monday through Friday.
When you just do it after a couple weeks, you just kind of get used to it. Like I was at a workshop last week and they cooked for us and they didn't cook any meat the whole time and I kind of just
That's how I can do it. I could get that whole village. Like if I have the vegan restaurant across the
Which you
I
do.
could do.
You live in
I
LA
know.
County. You've got plenty of vegan options. But vegan I can't
It's
do. I
next
gotta
to
keep my
In-N-Out.
eggs.
It's hard.
You're gonna make me cut out eggs? I brought eggs for you and I forgot, or I had eggs set aside on my
know, you
counter for
little
my
chicken.
chickens.
I just ran out.
I had 8 beautiful eggs ready to
you.
go
I need
in a
some
little
chicken.
salsa container. I didn't
That's
bring
so
it
awesome.
though.
You're doing it. I love that shit.
It's
We can
easy.
all do it. Just get some chicken, some goats.
Put them in your closet. You're renting. Put them in your closet.
Yeah, I know, right?
Put them in your bathtub.
Female goats. Don't get the wrong goat.
Oh no.
You need the milk.
Oh yeah.
Get goat's milk. It's more closer
but-
to human DNA to where our body can digest it better. And you get more minerals.
If
And
your baby has problems with cow formula, if your baby's on formula, try
Goat.
goat formula.
yes, goats
Straight
is good.
up.
Get some goats. Get some chicken.
Yeah.
Plant some grapefruit. Let's change the world.
Amen, brother.
It's hippie. Eat some mushrooms. Stop making bombs. We don't.
Make-
we don't.
make
We
cob.
don't.
Cob,
yeah, make
not
cob.
bombs.
Make cob, not bombs.
Cob,
it's been in
not
every
bombs.
song, every band, every generation.
Cob, not
Hey,
bombs.
stop dropping bombs, please. Fruit. How about some fruit flies?
Some oranges.
Oranges.
What's the
Naranja.
organic orange juice?
Naranja.
Jugo de
Napalm, no.
naranja.
No, napalm. Naranja, yes. See.
All right, folks. Adios from
Becca
Two
Martinez,
gringos.
everybody. Thank you for doing it. And yeah, I love you. Thanks for having me on your shit so
Always.
much. It finally happened. Thank you for the dope gear.
yeah.
I need to start printing on some vibrant colors. And I just love you.
Love you too.
Your family.
Yeah.
Peace out, homies.